this time, we'd like everyone to please stand, remove your caps, face the flag in the western zone as the marching Bulldogs, under the direction of Michael Stevens, perform our national anthem.
Welcome, Bulldog fans. Chad Collins, Ryan Heiser. Who's this guy? Dan Waldinger at the helm. RZ. Hey, Dan, we got a big game tonight.
It's pretty proper game.
If you watched anything when the schedules came out, you had this game circled.
Twice. I circled it 2 times.
Oh, well, you're an overachiever.
Yeah, no, 2 times.
In the house tonight, Mount Zion. Let's talk a little bit about them.
Yes, sir.
I want to take it down. Talk about the keys to the game. A couple of key players. Let's take it down to Ryan Heiser to start, because I know he's got a couple players. He's watched his tapes. Ryan, if you can hear us down there, let's just talk about the offense a little bit. What are some of the keys, some of the players to watch?
Home, welcome to Frank Dutton Field. Beautiful night here for football. But we want to take a few minutes to talk about the upcoming game here against Mount Zion. Mount Zion is undefeated. They're 5-0 with a record of 2-0 in the conference. But the players we have to watch out for is their quarterback. They are a very pass-happy offense. Mahomet Adams. I believe he leads the conference with over 1,400 passing yards and 20 touchdowns. 2 dynamic wide receivers, but the rushing game is pretty much absent. Or I wouldn't say absent, but it's not near as effective as the pass game. So I think they only have like 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns all season. And again, Mahomet Adams, I think, accounts for a majority of those touchdowns as well. So the keys to the game are the Bulldogs. They need to really step up the pass rush, put pressure on the quarterback, maybe force some turnovers. But it really comes down to playing defense tonight if we want to win against the Mount Zion Raiders.
And head coach Pat Etherton.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ryan. So let's talk a little bit about, what Ryan was talking about.
Yes, sir.
So a couple of the key players, he was referring to. Number 11, Trimble.
He's a baller.
We saw him last year.
Mm-hmm. Just a junior.
Grant McAtee.
Yes, sir. Number 12.
Little statistic for you. Ryan kind of highlighted it at the front end. Those 2 account for 70%.
Wow.
Of all receiving yards.
Wow.
70%.
14 touchdowns, Chad.
And I watched your interview with Coach this week. Of course, I was out of town, but I did watch it.
I appreciate your loyal viewership.
Well, at least one person watched it.
Thank you, Chad.
Here's the thing that sticks out to me. If you can't account for those 2 and you can shut them down, and that remains to be seen, right? Does a guy like Harvey, who's only a sophomore, but he does have 221 yards.
Number 2,
Harvey. He's got 18 receptions, 221 yards. Or Anderson, he's also a sophomore.
Just a sophomore. He's 6'7".
So they're pretty
6'7".
Yeah, it's their tight end, isn't he?
Big boy.
6'6". He's a
6'6".
hog.
6'6". Pardon me.
18, isn't he?
18.
6'6", 220.
220. Just
So
a
he'll line up
sophomore.
at tight end. You know, he'll line up in the H-back.
Weapons.
He'll flare out of there a little bit. This is going to be Mahomet's toughest opponent, I believe. First game aside,
It's a
I mean,
test.
I think the first game was kind of a fluke. No disrespect to the other team.
No.
In
Great-
terms of
great
sheer
Morton team.
talent, this is the one to watch.
Athleticism up and down.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's not forget, of course, Mahomet Jacobs, their quarterback,
3-year starter, Chad, at QB.
3 years.
He's a senior.
What's the key to get him flustered?
Well, I think we got to pressure him, Chad. We got to get pressure on him and not give him a lot of time to find his playmakers. He's got a lot of them. Get pressure on Mahomet, force him to tuck and run, and let's put all the weight on them linebackers who have been playing really good for the Bulldogs. Let's get pressure on Mahomet Adams early. Let's get him a little flustered, and let's turn that ball over, get it to our offense, and see if we can do some work.
Do you believe there's a formula to get the pressure off the edge or up the middle, or does it matter?
I don't think it matters, Chad. I think you just got to get pressure wherever it can come from. I think we can get pressure from the edge for sure. Guys like Javon Irwin, but I also see Jack Gallier. He's gonna see a lot of attention right at that up the middle as well. But wherever we can get it, Chad, if we can give him minimal time, minimal windows to find those playmakers, we're going to be in good shape.
We're going to be in good shape. If Ryan, kind of hinted at this at the front end of the broadcast. If you can shut down those 3 or 4 receivers, you also have to watch for Jager DeMarin.
He's
the running back.
Yep.
He's not particularly effective he's only got 194 yards, but he does average almost 10 yards.
9.7 yards
9.7
per
carry. So you can't discount this kid either.
You got to keep an
Right.
eye on him. Number 24. He's 5'9", 170. He's a senior. Again, you got to keep an eye on him. You got to shut down the solid receiving core that they have, but you got to keep count of, again, Jager DeMarin, the running back.
2.5 minutes to go
Yes,
till
sir.
kickoff. Dan, talk a little bit about the defense.
Their defense is solid, but one thing that's a common theme, Chad, is they got a lot of two-way players here in the conference play. They got
Are you going to tell us how many?
They got 6 of them, Chad.
6 of them.
6 of them.
Thank you.
And it's common names, same guys. McAtee plays that safety position. He likes to roam around out there. Trimble, we're going to talk about him a lot tonight, I'm sure. He plays both ways. But a couple linemen play both ways. Big boys. Guys like their DN, Tyson Evans is a senior, 6 foot 215. That left side defensive tackle, number 71, Patrick Brock, another senior, a two-way guy, 6'4", 220.
Oh, boy.
He's a load. The O-line's going to have trouble with him.
Oh, boy.
And you mentioned Jager DeMarin, a senior.
He's also playing over there.
He plays in that linebacker position, comes in on a nickel package. He's a playmaker. He's a state track meet champion. So he's an athlete.
So you think about on the Mahomet side, you kind of hinted at this or spoke to it rather with Coach yesterday. They've got to find a way to wear those guys out.
They got to wear them down.
They got to wear them down so when they come back on the opposite side of the ball. What kind of defense are they normally running?
So they run a 4-2 base package, which I like for us. Again, Coach talks about this all season long. We got to talk about tempo. Got to keep a good tempo. What I noticed about Mount Zion offensively is their tempo. They strike fast with those playmakers, but they take time between their plays. Now, they may mix it up tonight, but history shows us that they do take time between their plays. We don't. If we can keep a good pace, keep those two-way players, those 6 guys, working, thinking, we're in good shape.
What I just heard you say is we're getting ready to kick off. Time of possession. Tempo of play.
You got it.
Dan, take us. We're about to kick off here.
We're going to kick
Frank
off.
Dutton Field.
We got Tyler Majors. It's blackout night. It's Friday night. It's Frank Dutton Field. Chad, this is a perfect night for Bulldog football. This is a conference championship game right here on Bulldog TV. Welcome fans from Mahomet. Welcome fans from Mount Zion. We've got a great matchup. We're here. We're ready. Here comes Tyler. Majors will pooch it, and he finds an open zone in the middle. They'll cover it wisely. They don't want to kick to Trimble deep there, Chad, obviously.
Absolutely not. Don't give that guy any chance.
McAtee was deep too, so don't give him a shot. Good play here early.
Well, as we saw on the pregame tapes, Mount Zion goes to the sideline. They do that often to get their plays.
Yeah, they take their time, Chad. Jackson Davis was the kicker, by the way, on that play, not Tyler. Just a little note, a little correction early. Here we go. Blackout Friday. Big game here in Frank Dutton Field.
Yeah, the tight end Anderson comes wide. Makobe Adams set up. Trimble comes in motion. It's a handoff up the middle, and the Bulldogs sniff it out. It gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up second.
Yeah, we talked about Demarin early. They tried him early there. Not much doing there. Loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11. Chad, this is going to be a true test for our DBs. You know they're going to pass. Film tells us they pass about 65% of the time. So look for that pass play. You got to identify McAtee. He's on our near side along with Trimble.
Yeah, along with Trimble.
Right there in the slot, number 11 on your screen.
Yeah, two stars for Mount Zion line up to the Mahomet Bulldog side. Of course, Anderson, the tight end, is on the flip side.
Like I said, Chad, they take their time in between plays. They're pretty methodical.
And just like that, something's going wrong. I think it's going to be a delay of game, Dan.
I love it. I love it early. They take their time. I talked about that pregame. Tyler Majors is fired up coming over the sideline. Looks like a timeout early for Mount Zion.
Well, he was within 1 second. If that wasn't delay of game, he was within 1 second.
That's one thing I noticed on film is they really are methodical getting their plays in, which I think will bode well for our defense to get set. Guys like Turek are going to be ready in those schemes on the defensive end. Let's hope they're up for the challenge tonight.
Well, if I'm Mount Zion, I'm going to come out and try to establish that run a little early to get those linebackers and DBs cheating up a little bit and then take a strike.
Sure.
Of course, neither one of us are official football coaches. We're just talking malarkey right now.
Well, malarkey's a great word. But I'll tell you, we talk about Trimble. We're going to talk about him a lot. This is a guy, he's a junior. He's been starting since he's a freshman. The kid's got offers from Iowa. He's got offers from Northwestern. He's a true talent. We've got to lock him down. You're going to see a lot of Donnie shading him, and he does just that on this play as they line up in the same formation, Chad.
And Adams ready to take the snap. In motion comes Trimble on a bubble. Adams in trouble, steps up in the pocket, and he's down.
Guess who? I talked about the pressure coming through the middle, and that's Big Jack Gallier answering the call.
Well, the weight room paid off in off-season. That's going to be a loss of 5 or 6.
I don't know if it's a loft or a loss, but I'll take it either way, Chad.
Could be a loft. I mean, lofts are – shut up, Dan.
Jack Gallier.
Third and long.
Fresh off that Division II offer, headed to South Dakota State is Jack Gallier.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's just flexing right there. He's flexing early. I like it.
It's a face mask on the Bulldogs.
Good call.
That's a tough break.
Good call, Chad. Tough break for the Dogs on a big play from Gallier. But
I believe that'll stay second, shouldn't it?
We'll still stay in second down territory. Brings up second and about 4. Call it 4. The scoreboard says third, but we know it's second down.
And now we've got Jacob Harvey. We talked about him in pregame, lining up to the near side of Mahomet. Back goes Adams. He rips a bullet.
He's looking
down,
for Trimble.
And he has it.
What a catch.
He has it down at the 10-yard line. Absolute rainbow, and he pulls it in with one hand.
What
Single
a
coverage
catch from Braden Trimble. We just talked about him, Chad. He's their playmaker. He's their hero. He stretches out for a one-hand grab on that one. What a play. Good coverage, man-to-man on the coverage. Trimble just made a better play.
Well, that's just hard to see from up here in the booth, but athletes make plays.
Yeah, they're going to take a strike when they can when they got Trimble one-on-one.
Adams and Demarin in the backfield. It does go to Demarin. Oh, and he is pummeled.
Yeah,
Pickup of 2, maybe.
Good stop.
Looked like his
there.
shoulder pads came off there, Dan.
That's Brock Vanderveer that comes up and makes a good play, along with Javon Irwin on that edge, on that left side edge.
Dan, you know what I like about your wife?
What do you like about my wife?
She's always correcting you.
Well, she's
It's
good.
actually not South Dakota State.
Oh, you're
It's
right.
Sioux
They're
Falls.
Division I. They're Division I. It's Sioux Falls. You're right. Thank you, Toph. Appreciate you watching at home. Second down.
Oh, a little
Tough
bobbled punt, and he's got pressure. Whips it down in the backfield. No flag, but oh, my.
Yeah, we got a little
Trimble
lucky there.
was pancaked at the 5.
A little lucky there. Adam got flustered. Good pressure off the edge there from Wagner off that linebacker spot. good pressure on the tough snap. I think we got away with one with Trimble.
Yeah, well, you talked about it last week. Well, I mean, no one here listening would know, but we knew that pressure would fluster Adams, or he at least had a history of that, showing that, and he's throwing kind of a rough ball there.
Yeah,
so here we go.
Flung a jump ball and didn't land, thank goodness.
Trimble in motion. Now sets up, comes on the outside, and the running back. Single coverage on the outside, intended
There's
for
a flag.
Anderson.
It's a touchdown.
And let's see what's going to happen here. That should be DePeers, not Anderson, right?
McAtee, number 12.
is.
Grant
Okay.
McAtee, the senior. And that's coming back, Chad. Looks like an offensive penalty. It looks like I can't tell if it was a hold or if an offensive pass interference. So the touchdown gets called back. Good break for the Bulldogs because McAtee is a tall target. Tough matchup. He hauled that in for the touchdown, but it gets called back. It'll bring up third down and long. It'll be third and about 19, Chad. Big play, big call early.
Well, in terms of height, we are outmatched on the height scale in every way here tonight. But let's see if athleticism will
got to get pressure
up
here.
there.
Got to dial up the pressure.
Harvey Trimble lines up. Trimble does go in motion to the Mount Zion side. Sets up in the backfield again. Same. Adams, same play. He's got his man, and it is incomplete.
Man.
That'll bring up 4th and 24. A good break for Mahomet because he beat the coverage, Dan.
Chad, he had separation for days there. The throw from Adams is just a little bit overthrown. Otherwise, it's a TD for the Braves. Huge break for Mahomet. They got to tighten up that coverage, get a little bit less space.
I think you line up. I think you line up a little bit off of that and take the inside 2, 3, 4 yards. Give them that, but don't give them the big ball.
You got to. This is 4-down territory, Chad. They're going to go for it here.
And they sure are. We've got 4 receivers set.
Need Donnie to make a play here. I expect Donnie to make a big play.
Anderson, Harvey.
Get pressure. We got pressure.
There's a holding, no flag. And Adams
That's a
throws
great
it out
play
of
by that
bounds.
Mahomet defense.
Huge stand for the Bulldogs.
Huge stand for Mahomet. Noah Frank coming up, providing all kinds of pressure. Let's go down. Ryan, if you're ready, we're going live down to you. What are you seeing on the field level, Ryan?
Yeah, let's send it down to Ryan here.
Hey, guys. Huge defensive stance there by the Bulldogs. You can tell that the coaches have been doing their homework and paying attention to the Mount Zion offense. Mount Zion was moving Trimble all over the line of scrimmage, putting him in all kinds of motions, all kinds of different packages. The Bulldogs weren't confused on that series. They had 2 people shadowing him and paying very close attention to every step he made. So huge defensive stance for the Bulldogs. Now we'll turn it over to the offense.
Yeah, and with that, the first handoff from Dyer goes for, I think it's going to be close, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, but we had an unbalanced offense out here. You had single coverage with no safety over the top. I'm a little surprised that they didn't take a shot there. Let's see.
Direct snap.
Yeah, that's going to go direct to Vandermeer.
Yeah, I like that. That's a new play we haven't seen this year, Chad. Direct snap, to Brock. And Brock gets a good gain there. Gets about 6 yards, brings up third and about 3.
Yeah, you don't see him too often in the offensive side of things.
No, I like the mix-up. LJ's back, by the way. LJ is back, everyone. Luke Johnson, been out a couple weeks with an injury. He's starting tonight.
And speaking of which, out on the field comes Luke Johnson. 3rd and 3 from their own 32, 8:30 to go, first quarter. Still scoreless.
There's a lot of big third downs going to happen this game. This is the first of a lot that are coming. This one we need move them chains.
Handoff does go to Luke. He's still on his feet. Has the first down for the Bulldogs, almost to the 38-yard line.
Okay. It's good to be back, Chad.
Okay.
Seeing LJ there.
Let me just make a quick observation.
Please do.
They're playing man on the outside with 1 safety over the top. They're playing the run right now. They're not respecting the speed on the outside. And that might be because you've got Trimble and McAtee on the outside as well as
Well, they trust those guys.
Harvey, I believe.
They trust those guys. They're athletes. And we're going to
Dyer
test it here.
in trouble, and he is just
Good play by the Braves there. All kinds of pressure.
Yeah, I couldn't even call that when that happened so quick. So that's going to bring up 2nd and long for the Bulldogs at about the 31-yard line.
Well, you had Tyson Evans from linebacker position, the senior, coming up, along with 2 other Braves to make a big play. Brings up 2nd and long, 17 here.
Now you've got Ray Long out there. You got Luke Johnson in.
Don't forget about Trey on the wide side.
Well, my eyes don't work that good. Johnson hits Pagel across for a quick slant, pickup of 2 or 3. That'll bring up 3rd and long for the Bulldogs in their own territory.
Yeah, sure hands Pagel makes the catch, but give credit to Jager DeMarin, who was right on it, makes a good tackle. Short game for the Bulldogs, brings up 3rd and 12 here early. 5 wide, Chad.
Dyer looks over the defense. Still that safety over the top, man on the outside. As Dan said in the pregame, it's a 4-2 defense. Snap goes back to Dyer. Pressure from the edge. Sips up in the pocket, whips it down. I think that was intended for
Hammer.
Is that Hammerschmidt?
Yeah, they saw Hammer there. He saw Hammer for a minute get open. He tried to sidearm it, and he got a little ahead of Hammer. Hammer couldn't make the play, brings up 4th down. You got to imagine we're going to punt here and save field position.
I'm not mad at it.
No.
Let's not force things. Let's get in another position, a better field position.
Nope.
And let's see what they dial up here. 4th and 12 from their own 36.
Chad,
6:36 to go, first quarter.
One thing we didn't do is a score prediction. We'll get to that before it's too late. McAtee deep. He leaves that alone. McAtee will be nowhere near that. Ray Long touches it down on the 39. Braves will take over from there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Bulldog TV, just a short one.
The Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up MSHS Bulldog Athletics. They thank you for your continued support, and go Bulldogs. At D1 Networks, we take our role in connecting, protecting, and monitoring businesses in Central Illinois very seriously. When you need us, we'll be there, with service that sets the standard. From access control and structured cabling, to video surveillance and fiber installation, we always strive to provide creative solutions to the ever-changing technology needs of our clients.
And a quick snap from Adams, and McAtee with the reception. Pick up about 8 on that one, Dan.
Yeah, McAtee, a big, tall target, the senior, number 12. We're going to call his name a lot on both sides of the ball. He gets a little short gain there, excuse me, a decent gain there. They give him lots of room, and Adams makes a great pass, brings up 2nd and 2, 6:22 left to go in this first quarter. Majors flying around.
Yeah, same formation. McAtee goes in motion. It's a handoff up
Yes,
the middle.
sir.
The Bulldogs sniff it out for a loss.
Yes, sir. Noah Franks sniffed that one out. Comes through unblocked. Noah, just a sophomore, making plays early here for the Bulldogs. Good job from Franks. That's a big, big tackle by our sophomore coming off that edge. Just 3 down linemen for the Bulldogs, showing a little bit of respect to the passing game. Obviously, Chad, here early. 5:55 left. We talked about it. 65% of their plays are pass plays. Look for a pass here. Colby Crowley playing really, really tight on this near side with McAtee.
And Adams rolls out to his right side.
Jay.
Pressure in the backfield, and he's going to be stuck out of bounds. That'll bring up our 4th
There's a
down.
flag. There's a flag late.
I thought that was a little late hit.
I can't tell what happened there, but Javon was applying some pressure. Brock comes up along with Majors to make the play, but there's a flag late, Chad. Don't know if that's a late hit out of bounds or what. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, it is going to be unsportsmanlike.
It's going to be on
it's going to
the
be
Braves.
on Mount Zion.
Hey, let's go down to Ryan. Ryan, did you see what happened there by chance? Heiser, let's go with you.
I wish I can give you more insight, Dan, but everything happened on the opposing sideline, and I didn't get a good look at what exactly happened. I do know that the Bulldogs are playing some great defensive coverage there in the secondary, and we're not giving the quarterback enough time to throw. So far, early signs are the defense is stepping up to the challenge.
They got a guy really deep on third down, Chad. What's going on here?
Fourth and 22.
Oh, it's fourth down. That's why.
Fourth and 22. They've got to punt that.
Oh,
blocked.
Get it, Jay!
Blocked.
Look, Jay! Look up, Jay!
Bulldogs looking for it. They
Go.
pick it up.
Go,
They're down
Donnie!
to the 25-yard line.
Let's
It'll
go.
be first and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Let's go, Javon Irwin. Special teams dialing it up. Javon Irwin with the huge play on the block.
Well, look, when we talked to Coach earlier this week, what he said is they believed they could make some special teams plays, and they did it right there. You had pressure from the left and the right, and they come up with a huge block against Mount Zion.
Huge.
It's not Zion, it's Zion.
Javon with an athletic play gets that thing popped up in the air, and Donnie right on the spot. Not Johnny on the spot. Donnie on the spot.
Is it just me? Did that thing just hang up there for
It
about 38
hung up
seconds?
there for 900 seconds. First
That's
and
a lot
10
of time.
for the Bulldogs. Big play here early. Let's see if we can take advantage. Atkins wants to take his time. Wow.
Did he call a timeout there,
Everybody,
Dan?
let's just take a deep
Now,
breath.
here we go. We're live. Luke Johnson in the backfield. Yeah, thanks to Donnie. Most of them looked at it like a mule looking at a new fence. They didn't know what to do with it.
Oh, you know what? I've never seen that.
Oh, and Luke Johnson shows that he's back inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line.
Let's see if we can go ahead and hammer this in, Chad. Good play by LJ to go ahead and bully ball
And
him.
that'll pick up a first down for the Bulldogs. First and goal.
Chad, I see Donnie in there. That means diesel package.
There comes the tempo we talked about. Handoff does go. Johnson's
LJ's got some room.
Still down to the 5-yard line.
I like it. I like it from Burner going with the diesel. Let's just grind it down. Let's see if we can punch it in here. 5 minutes left to go in this first. Take advantage of that turnover here early.
I wasn't sure what to expect with Johnson back, but whatever his injury was,
He's
can't
fresh.
tell right now.
He's fresh.
You can't tell.
He's fresh, Chad, and I love to see that. Looks like we do have
Esker
an injury.
comes in, though.
We do have an injury here. Let's take it down to Ryan. Ryan, you got any other input that you see down there on the sidelines as we take a quick break here with the injury?
No, we just see a lot of explosion right away with Luke Johnson, and we need that. We're playing a little bit of smash mouth football right now, which is kind of what we need right at the moment.
Yes, sir.
Handoff up the middle again, still going,
Speaking of explosions,
touchdown.
Speaking of explosions, cue the fireworks, Chad. Here we go.
I'm not in charge of the fireworks, but I am in charge of calling this game.
Cue it up, baby.
Bulldogs strike first.
Cue it up, baby.
And did it with a fair amount of passion on the running game.
RZ, I don't know if we can, but can we get a shot on that full moon? Because it's a full moon kind of night, and it's a beautiful night here at Frank Dutton Field. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get a shot of that. Point after is getting ready to go. That's Jackson Davis for the point after. Hammer on the hold. The hold is good. The kick is no good. It's a line drive. It does get blocked. That could be big later in the game. Bulldogs 6.
Well, we'll take
Braves
what we can get
0.
now.
Wow. What a big play by the special teams. We talked about it all season long. We really play 3 different angles. You talk about offense, you talk about defense, but we put a lot of time and effort into our special teams. It sure as heck paid off there. We got coaches in the way, but you know what? Here's what you got to do if you want to see the moon.
Yeah.
Just go outside.
Oh, okay.
Just walk outside. Take a quick break. Bulldog fans, Mount Zion Braves fans, take a quick break. Just appreciate that moon tonight. Full moon here in Mahomet, and I'm pretty sure it's a full moon in Mount Zion as well. I'm not sure.
Well, the fireworks smokes coming across the field. I don't know if that's an omen or not, but we're about to see. As Bulldogs set to kick off, Dan, why don't you take it from here?
Yeah, again, Jackson Davis kicked off the opener, but now we've got Tyler back in. Tyler Majors, the senior, number 30. He'll place his ball. He'll set it up. A lot of weapons deep for Mount Zion. Trimble's back there along with McAtee. You got to imagine we're going to avoid Trimble at all costs on this kickoff. Let's see what Majors decides to do on this kickoff. And here we go. Majors kicks it. He
And
does pooch it to the secondary field. That's the sophomore.
Yeah, it's going to be Anderson, the tight end.
Yeah, Anderson fields it cleanly.
Giving no chance for either Trimble or McAtee to
Why
have a
would
run
you?
back.
Why would
so that's
you?
just sacrificing, right, a big play for worse field position, which I think is a good strategy from Mahomet.
Yeah, it's a great strategy for Mahomet because our Bulldog defense has been playing really well the last few games, and so far so good this game. So let's let our defense work. Don't give Trimble the ball. Don't give McAtee the ball. It's like kicking the Q. Why would you ever kick the Q?
You wouldn't. No one ever wanted to do that.
No. Bad things happen.
Adams, DeMarion, Trimble, McAtee signed up to the Bulldog side. It's a quick out. I think that goes to Trimble, and he's still on his feet, taken out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Trimble's showing what he's all about there. He shakes the first tackle, gets a good gain, gets about 6-7 yards on that. Trimble, their first reception for him tonight. Again, we talked about Braden. Braden, 6'2", 170 junior. A lot of D1 offers. He's got 36 receptions on the year. He's got 589 yards, Chad. Excuse me, I'm about to choke.
Well, don't do that, Dan.
He's got 7 touchdowns on the year early here, 16.4 average on his receptions, so you got to account for him. 2nd and 3.
Bulldog showing blitz pressure, whips it down the middle. It is.
That's a
pick. It's
Crowley.
an interception. There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think he held him just for a second, and they caught him on it.
That was really close, but I trust the referee who had a better view than we do.
Yeah, Crowley reached out his hand, grabbed McAtee's jersey just enough to draw the penalty. He does a great job of making a play, but unfortunately that's going to be on the Bulldogs. That's going to bring up a first down for the Braves.
Yeah, that's going to be a costly 15-yarder and an automatic first down. Puts them into Bulldog territory all the way down to the 40-yard line. They'll line it up on the left hash.
Yeah, good coverage by Crowley. He just got a little handsy there, got the hold. He'll live to fight another day. He's one-on-one again on McAtee, the senior, on the near side.
And they are playing McAtee and Trimble extremely tight. And Adams rolls to his right. Lots of time. Still rolling to his right and pushed out of bounds. Pickup of about 3 or 4. That'll bring up second down. Staring 4:19 to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs on top 6-0.
Yeah, good coverage by the Bulldogs in the secondary. Forced Mahomet Adams to tuck and run. Decker on the pressure gets him out of bounds. After a gain of about 3, brings up 2nd and 7 here. 4:19 left to go in this first quarter in the Apollo Conference Championship game.
Well, they now bring Harvey back into the mix, as well as Anderson, who's a tight end, and there's a flag early.
Yeah,
I believe
there's
it's going to be
some
a false start there.
A little motion there early. Good break from the Bulldogs. We need that extra yardage. Brings up 2nd and about 12 now.
Well, so the gain they got is erased.
Yeah, we like it when that happens. That false start, I think there's a little bit of motion in that, and we had a O lineman jump a little bit.
Adams not quite finding his groove here just yet at Frank Dutton Field. But don't count him out yet. Another high snap. Rips it across the middle, and it is caught.
It's a sophomore.
That's going to be a pick of about 9. That'll bring up 3rd and 1, it looks like. A great quick slant.
Yeah, good. Adams identified J.C. Anderson, that big target that from the tight end. Again, 6'6", sophomore. He high points the ball well, Chad. He did a good job there picking up a large gain. 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs. Gong is out.
Huge third down for the Bulldogs. 3:44 to go, first quarter.
Dial it up. Let's
and
go.
They're showing all kinds of pressure on the front. Another high snap. And it's another one right to Anderson on a quick out. He'll pick up the first down.
Really good pitch and catch from the Braves. You've seen that play before. That's pitch and catch football. Easy money for the Braves. Moves the chains. 1st and 10 for Mount Zion with 3:30 left to go in the quarter.
We've got to get a handle pretty soon on Anderson, their tight end. He's just so big
He's
out there.
He's a large.
Not particularly
target.
fast, but his arms reach out about 3.5 feet.
Yeah, you're asking Tyler Majors, the senior, to guard him.
Another high snap. Again, it goes in, almost intercepted by the Bulldogs. Who was that? Wagner,
that was
isn't it?
Wagner. Wagner got his big paw on it, and about picked it off. Nonetheless, it's a stop for the Bulldogs. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here's what
That's Henry Wagner.
Here's something I want to point out.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if it means anything at all, but the last 4 plays have actually gone to J.C. Anderson. I don't know if that's a setup, but we've not seen Trimble or McAtee.
It's either a setup, Chad, or they like the matchup.
Or they like the matchup.
They like the matchup. It's a hard guard for that 6'6" sophomore.
And so McAtee comes in motion, and it does go to McAtee. He's got room on the outside, still on his feet, and he'll be finally taken out about the 16-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd down for Mount Zion.
Donnie did a nice job of coming over to make that play, but that's a really good play design for Mount Zion to move the chains. It is a 1st down, Chad. Really good play design. They did a little play action there, faked the ball to DeMarin, and found McAtee on that little wheel route. And there just wasn't enough time for our defense to get over there to make the stop before the 1st down. So 1st and 10, 3:20 left in the quarter.
And so Mount Zion is marching now deep into Bulldog territory. Adams calls for it. He steps back in the pocket. All kinds of time, rips it across the middle, picked up, intercepted.
Let's go, Donnie!
Donnie Lewis on the interception. He's taken down at the 16, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Donnie Lewis with the jump ball, the tip play, tips it to himself. What a play. They tried to find Trimble over the middle. Donnie read it. Donnie with the huge play. That's Donnie on the spot again for the turnover. That's 2 for him. Come on over. Let's see the sledge.
Holy smokes,
Wow.
That happened quick.
Huge play from Donnie on that play.
And so 2 stops for the Bulldogs. They lead 6-0 and 3:13 to go.
Donnie on the spot.
Looks like something. Oh, there's a lot of
Atkins
lot of
doesn't like
confusion
it.
on
He's
the
excited,
outside
though.
for
He's
Mount Zion,
excited.
and they are not happy.
No, I meant to say Mount Zion's not happy.
Yeah, Chase Fink is throwing a fin. He's not throwing a fink.
Fink?
He's throwing a fit on the other side of it.
Finsta?
And that's going to be, they burned 2 timeouts in the first quarter.
Let's roll down to Heiser. Heiser looks like he's got something to say. Ryan, what you got?
The Bulldog Seymour defense. Donnie Lewis, as you can see that, he picked that right out of the end zone. We don't talk a lot about the defensive backs here at Mahomet-Seymour, and it's not because of talent, it's because we typically see running offenses. And so tonight we see a completely different offense than we have in the past. And the DBs, they deserve a lot of credit for tonight. They're doing an excellent job. Colby Crowley, he's playing tight at the line of scrimmage. He's playing physical, which is what you need to do. They have 2 men on Trimble, and that does leave a little bit of matchup concerns, but the Bulldogs overall are playing as a team, and they're responding
1st and 10,
well.
Johnson, the carrier.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan, for that. Quick pitch out to Luke Dyer. Doesn't quite get anywhere on that. Trey Peters came in motion for an additional blocker, but they shut that down pretty quick. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, good observation there from Heiser down on the field. You're right, Ryan. They haven't been tested here this season because we haven't played a passing offense like this. So far, DBs have answered the call.
And speaking of passing offense, Dyer's alone in the backfield, 5-receiver set. And it's a quick inside bubble screen. It's going to go to Ray Long, still on his feet. And he'll pick up 4 or 5 on that. It'll bring up 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
Well played design there from Burner. Gets Ray Long on that quick slit screen. Positive yardage brings up 3rd and 4. Makeable 1st down here for the Bulldogs.
Now Johnson sets up in the backfield to the left of Dyer. Trips to the left side, singled with Pagel to the Bulldog side. Really close. Refs don't call an offsides there. They're going to check down, and Johnson sets now to the right. Rips it, to Ray Long, just a little behind him. That'll have been good enough for a first, but that'll bring up 4th and 4, 1:56 to go, first quarter.
Just barely behind Ray Long, the intended receiver. He had him. He just went a little bit behind him. Ray couldn't bring it in. Luke will set up to punt here with McAtee back deep. The punt is a short one. Let's see if we can get a roll. And it does roll just a hair, bring up 1st and 10 for the Braves at about the 47, 46-yard line.
Just an observation. Yeah, we talked about J.C. Anderson. They're going to him the last 4 out of 5
Tall
plays.
target.
Mahomet turns around, does the same thing to their big man, Ray Long.
Yep.
2 out of 3 plays. I don't know if that matters. We're about to find out here.
Well,
150 to go in the first quarter, Dan.
Obviously, the two offensive coordinators are feeling each other out. They see matchups they like. They see matchups they don't like. You got to expect a lot of adjustments going into the second half, but we're a long way from there as the Braves take over here at 1st and 10.
Bullhorse is the new one for Mount Zion. He checks in at running back.
It's a great name for running back.
And it does go to him. He'll come outside the tackles on his feet still, taken down about the 43-yard line for a small pickup for Mount Zion.
Good play by Crowley to maintain his edge on that cornerback position. He makes sure that the play doesn't get past him on that edge. Makes a good play. Brings up 2nd and 6, though, 4-yard gain for Bullhorse.
Well, it's kind of interesting. He's actually set up as a wide receiver most of the time. But I'll tell you something. He's a quick kid.
He's powerful, too.
Trip set to Mount Zion side. Handoff again to Bullhorse. He's got Mahomet traffic, and he'll pick up nothing. Maybe even a loss of 1 there.
Yeah, Brock Vanderveer again comes through the middle there from the linebacking position. He sniffs that one out. Good play from Brock. Esker with the assist for the Bulldogs. Bullhorse is a nice-looking back, Chad, number 14. He's a senior.
He's hard to see.
He's hard to see. He's excuse me, I don't have the right page. I was going to give you some stats, but you're not going to get them, Chad.
Well, that's fine. We'll keep going here. Anderson and Harvey set up to the Bulldog side. Adams rolls out to his right, which he often does, whips it downfield. And let's see if they're going to call that completed.
They do.
And they do. That'll be a first down for Mount Zion.
Adams did just enough to buy himself some time. He found his receiver there on the sideline, gets a quick pass. Good enough for a first down. I couldn't quite tell who caught that. On that sideline, it's far away from us, and we don't have 20/20 vision.
No, we don't. And here's what I would think Mahomet would make an adjustment for at some point. Adams always rolls out to his right.
Yes, sir.
He always rolls out to his right. So maybe a safety blitz, who knows. And the handoff goes right off the right tackle.
That'll probably do it for the first quarter, Chad. But one thing I can tell is a theme that we have going is high snaps. Hope we get one of those to go over McCoby before it's over.
You mean, you do mean McCoby.
Yeah. There's
Adams.
been a lot of high snaps to Adams.
There's been 7 or 8 of them so far.
So we got to hope that center will give us one before it's over. 10 seconds left. Looks like the clock is stopped. So we're not quite done with this first quarter. Bulldogs up 6-0. They missed that point after.
And that will come out because they'll spot that ball, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. Ryan, let's pay some bills, maybe get to some of our corporate sponsors. We'll be back after this break.
Andrew White Dentistry is Mahomet's choice for quality dental treatment in a friendly environment. Dr. White is proud to serve his hometown of Mahomet from their new location at 1112 Broadmoor in Champaign. Call 217-359-5050 to set up an appointment today. Jackson Construction and Restoration is a family-owned and operated company specializing in residential and commercial services. We have been serving Central Illinois for over 20 years. If you want to remodel a room, restore a deck, or even start fresh with a new house, Jackson is there. And in the times of need after any fire or storm damage, our team of experts is there to help you rebuild or restore your home. Call now for an estimate on your next project. FedEx Ground of Champaign is a proud sponsor of MSHS Athletics, who is committed to bringing you reliable delivery service. And they're hiring now. Visit the QR code on your screen to apply.
Growing your family, opening your own business, retiring to travel, leaving your legacy. At Busey Bank, we know there's a lot to look forward to and a lot of planning along the way. Celebrate your life's milestones by putting your money to work. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Back here at Frank Dutton Field, start of the second quarter. Adams handoff again, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. They might even pile him back one.
Great play off the edge from Javon Irwin again. We've talked about him with a couple big plays. Another big one from him on that first down play. That's a loss of 2, brings up second and about 4.
Yeah, that's going to be their third back tonight. That's Bryson Richardson at tailback. Second and 5, and with that, Bullhart does come back in at tailback.
Trips to the far side.
And yeah, stacked behind Anderson. Adams again, play action.
Oh, come on, Jay.
Almost sacked. There's a flag.
Gotta be a hold.
I think it's going to be a face mask.
You think so?
Well, that came out right when he tried to grab him. Let's see. And 2 flags came out at the same time.
Javon right there, just about with the sack. Just missed Adams on the pressure. Let's see what they're calling. They're talking about
All
it.
3 refs saw the same thing.
Yeah, they're talking about it. What they talking about?
Well, we're going to find out.
You think they're talking about what they're
And
doing
it
after
is
the
a
game?
face mask against the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
and
tough.
it's declined. Personal foul, face mask.
They're going to walk this one out. Well, we figured this out, Chad. Let's thank our corporate partners. We didn't do that at the top. Let's thank our sponsors. Without them, those corporate partners, we wouldn't exist here on Bulldog TV. Let's thank D1 Networks, Prairie Side Development, Jackson Quality Construction, Busey Bank, Christie Clinic, Subway of Mahomet, Andrew White Dentistry, Mid-America Market, First Bank of Forest, First State Bank of Forest, FedEx Ground, Mahomet Animal Hospital, and, of course, your MSHS Athletic Boosters.
2 costly penalties for the Bulldogs, both of them 15-yarders. Adams, it's a small wheel right on the outside. And I think it's going to be to Trimble, if I'm not mistaken, 11.
Yeah, Trimble gets it, their playmaker, but Javon comes from complete opposite side of the field, obviously well scouted. Irwin tracks him down for a short gain. Good play by Javon on that first down play. Brings up second and 9, 10:30 left to go in the half.
And now Trimble in the backfield once again. 4 receiver set. Trimble with the big bubble motion. Heavy pressure up the side.
Okay.
Screen, but the Bulldogs sniff it out.
All right, Colby Crowley, what you got there, boy?
Holy cow. Boy, if Colby doesn't hit that, that's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown. Yeah, that's Carson Bullhorst on that little quick slant, and Colby's all over it with a big play. Brings up 3rd and 12. Yancey's got the crowd coming on this one. We need a little fire in this crowd, Chad. They're a little reluctant here. Need some noise.
3rd and 12 from the 18. Adams set back, man on man, downfield, and it is incomplete.
Great coverage again from Crowley. Man on man, he's up to the test. Huge play from Mr. Crowley on the outside cornerback position.
I think you go for it here.
Well, yeah, they're in 4-down territory.
I don't think you're satisfied with a field goal here, are you, Dan?
No, you're not. They're going to look for guys like McAtee. They're going to look for JC, the sophomore, the big target. You know they're going to take a shot here to try to get that first down.
I don't think you take a shot. You don't need a touchdown here. You need a first down. Look for a quick slant on the inside, maybe a screen. That's just me talking out loud.
Big play. We need some noise here.
Well, speaking of noise, empty backfield, McCoby Adams all alone. And that's going to be the final timeout of the half for Mount Zion.
I like it. It's an opportunity for our defense to reset, talk about things, talk about some tendencies. You know they're well scouted. Let's go down to Heiser. Heiser, what you got down there?
I can't say enough good about Colby Crowley. He's doing an excellent job here in coverage. He looks downright fearless. He's constantly staring down his receivers, which shows that he has a lot of trust in his defense. He's not worried about what's going on in the middle of the field, solely mission cover number 12.
He's doing a phenomenal job at that. We really haven't called McAtee's number too much. Certainly no big plays tonight.
Hey, I'm a little biased, Chad.
Oh?
But Colby Crowley wearing that number 3 pretty proudly.
You know another guy that wore it?
I know a guy that's pretty decent at corner.
Yeah.
Colby filling those shoes quite nicely
tonight. He's up at Wheaton doing the same thing.
Doing a little Wheaton action. And, Jake Waldinger, shout out to you, buddy. I know you're watching. I love you.
And so just as we thought, it's 4-down territory. 4 receivers set.
Get this blackout going.
Whole horse in the backfield. Another high snap. Adams a lot of time across the middle. No one is there. That's going to go to Harvey, I believe.
Yeah, we talked about him in Coach Atkins' show.
Yeah, we said, don't take your eyes off this kid.
You called it, Chad, in your pregame research. He's a guy that you got to watch out for because you got to match up for all those other guys. He's a weapon.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the linebackers there, but he was all alone on an island.
Right over the middle. Good play from Mount Zion. Moves the chains. Now they're threatening.
Adams and Bullhorst. McAtee, another high snap, and looked like it was maybe tipped at the line a little bit.
Adams a little tendency to rush it. I noticed in our film work, and he rushed it there. Got a little excited. Thought he had his guy on the outside, just overthrew him. Brings up 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Still a lot of time left to go in this half. 9 minutes, 7 seconds left to go. 2nd down.
Well, you called it earlier this week. He does get rushed a lot. He tends to roll out of the pocket to the right. The one thing he doesn't do is step up in the pocket.
No, he likes to tuck and run if he gets nervous or he chucks one.
And yet another high snap. Quick slant, and he is sacked.
Guess who? Donnie on the spot, baby. That's 3. That's 3 for Donnie.
Did I just miss that? Was that an interception?
That was a pick.
Because Adams got folded up.
Again, Adams gets a little nervous. He decides to chuck it. I'm surprised they don't look for guys like J.C. Anderson, but we'll take it. Donnie on the spot with his 3rd turnover, 3rd takeaway, and it couldn't be bigger.
Huge stop for the Bulldogs.
Wow. Adams really not sure where that was going, but we'll take it.
And they'll line up in Diesel at their own 1-yard line. Handoff go. He's got room.
Oh, he's got lots of room.
It's Johnson to the 20, all the way down to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Guess who's back?
LJ.
LJ's back. Guess who's back? LJ's back.
No,
Grant
Dan,
McAtee with a touchdown saving tackle. But not after LJ rips one off for about 30 yards. And that's a huge play, Chad, because we were pinned deep.
We were pinned down on the 1-yard line.
Now we got room to breathe.
Do you take a strike here?
No. A little early. Let's keep nickel diamond.
100% I take a strike here. That's where you and I differ.
We always disagree. Yeah,
but you know nothing wrong with that. Donnie Lewis comes in for the offense.
A little diesel.
Diesel is still here to stay. Handoff pitch goes to Johnson, still on his feet, down to the 35, across the 35 to the 36.
Luke showing that senior leadership. He took his time, let that play develop a little bit. I love that because he didn't hammer it in the hole when it wasn't there. He took his time, let his O-line find a little space there. They'll stick in the diesel, Chad. I'm not talking about unleaded either. I'm talking about straight leaded diesel.
Well, it's $4.58 a gallon right now. Let's see if they can bring the heat here.
Well, there's
$7.50 to go.
$7.53 left to go, so that's not quite diesel prices, but they're going to stick in it.
And they're liking what they're seeing so far. No sense in spreading the offense out.
That's what I'm saying. Don't take a shot. Let's just grind it here. Take advantage of those
pitch out
two-way
to
guys.
Johnson. Takes his time. Times out across the 35 to the about 37-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd and about 3.
Again, Coach Atkins knows there's 6 two-way players. This is the time of game where you start to see that show. So why not test him and grind it out a little bit? But nonetheless, 3rd and 3. He's averaged 3 yards a carry here. Might as well stick in that diesel and see what happens. Right at that 38-yard line.
Oh, yeah,
they
we'll
draw him
take
offside.
first down. You don't need to run 3. They gave us 5. First down for the Bulldogs.
Hey, you know what? Christmas came earlier here at Frank Dutton Field. We'll take the presents.
I think this is a must-score situation for the Bulldogs going into half.
100% agree. 100% agree. Now, the Bulldogs will get the ball in the second half, but nonetheless, it's a big, big possession for the Bulldogs to try to set this tone going into half. Still a lot of time left to go. Bulldogs have 3 timeouts. Mount Zion, Chad, no timeouts.
No timeouts. And we talked about the tempo early in the game. We've seen a shift for the Bulldogs. They're content to run this down, knowing that they have no timeouts remaining.
One good thing that we know about our coaches is they adjust during the game, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Handoff goes to the fullback up the middle. That's Vandermeer. Oh, little extracurricular activity, no flags.
People want a flag, but they're not going to get it. Brock right up the middle from that fullback position, that diesel package. That used to be Brennan Hauser's spot. Good old B House. We'll pick up 3. We'll keep it moving. 6:14, lots of time, plenty of timeouts.
And clock keeps on ticking. 20 seconds to go on the play clock.
Again, I mentioned it, but our coaches do a great job of adjusting in the game. During the game, they understand the situation. They understand the timeout situation.
You think they're listening to us?
Burner's on the channel.
Speaking on the channel, Johnson hits it on the outside, still on his feet across the 50 to the 47.
Guess who's back?
That's really, really close to a first down.
LJ's back.
Let's see where they place this ball.
That's a first down.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Dan.
No,
No
let's
signal
hear it.
just yet.
Let's hear
And
it from
it
Max.
is.
Let's hear it from Max. That's a 1st and 10 for your Bulldogs.
5:48, time still ticking.
Why not take all this clock and march right down the field? That's what we're planning with that diesel. Right after this play, we're going to go down to Ryan. I feel like Ryan's itching to tell us something. Ryan, we'll get to you right after this play.
Handoff goes to Vandermeer again, just piles ahead.
What do you
pick
think?
up a 3.
What do you
Let's
think,
take it down to
Heis?
Heiser.
Well, you guys have already mentioned it, but this is a Bulldog football that we're not
picks
used
up
to.
4 yards, 2nd and 6.
On offense, I don't know that I've ever seen them run the ball like this. Straight out of the diesel package, the entire drive, very well crafted, and the timing is perfect. I mean, as time winds down here in the second half, you're going to continue to wear down their defense and put us in a good spot for the second half.
Yeah, you said it, Ryan, but we talked about it. There's 6 two-way players. We might as well take advantage of that.
Well, if they're going to give you 3 or 4 or 5 yards again, Vandermeer's still on the
Oh,
field.
he's
He
gone.
breaks out.
Go, Brock! Go, Brock!
And he will take it to the house.
BV!
Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Let's go! BV! Brock Vanderveer right up
was
the
hit
middle.
3 times. Ryan, can we run that back?
Run it back.
He was hit 3 times at the line. The linebacker come up and smacks him. He's not a small guy. He just powers through him, takes it 47 yards for the touchdown.
Showing that diesel power on that one. That's that diesel power. I love the play call from Burner. Just keep grinding.
Yeah,
let's
Ryan,
run it back.
let's run that back if you have a replay here. 1, 2, 3, and just breaks out.
Yeah, that's a great way to keep your
And they're
legs
going to go
moving.
for 2 here. It is to Vandermeer, and I don't
Still on
believe
his
he'll
feet.
get that. So it'll be 12-0 Bulldogs on top. 4:49. It's a lot of time.
Tons of time. And
But I'll take the score over a lower
we'll take
numeric
the
value
score.
on the clock.
We'll take the score, but what we do know about Mount Zion is they can strike quickly. In all of their games thus far, they've owned the time of possession in terms of they haven't had much time of possession because they don't need much.
Yeah.
They throw it deep. They find their targets. They find their playmakers. They don't need a lot of time. But big part of this game here in this first half is they don't have timeouts, Chad. 4:49 left, 0 timeouts. Bulldogs with all 3. All right. Coach trying to get 2 there, obviously, because we missed that extra point, trying to get 14 on the board. Just comes up a little short.
If you're the Bulldogs here, are you bringing pressure on Adams, or are you playing more conservative?
I think again, we're probably going to disagree here, but I think you
100%.
start out conservatively and you play a little prevent. Our DBs have proven so far that they can handle it. Let's let them go to work. We'll dial up the pressure when it's time. Still a lot of time left to go in this second half. This is a big drive coming up.
No, the Bulldogs have given them basically a half a field on every kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 3 kickoffs.
3. Yeah, they don't want
They
to.
haven't capitalized on it with just half field to go.
They don't want to go to Trimble. Trimble and McAtee again back deep. They haven't adjusted on that, Chad, and I'm a little surprised.
surprised
they
they haven't
flipped
flip-flopped.
them. Expect that in the second half for sure. But Majors identifies that he knows where to kick it, and he's set to kick, and he does just that. That's Jackson Davis on the kick, actually. Number 20, Chad.
And that's going to be Brock Trump. And starting about the same place they have on the last 3 kickoffs.
Yeah, expect some adjustments in the second half. I fully expect the Braves to switch those lines a little bit. Try
And
to get
that's
the
when
ball
you
to
send it
Trimble.
deep, don't you?
Absolutely. Tyler's and Jackson both are they're well informed from their special team staff, and they know what they're looking for. They'll identify the playmakers.
Down to Heiser.
Chad, I was waiting for you to disagree with Dan, because I sure do. I think the Bulldogs got to continue to apply pressure no matter what. Jacoby Adams is too good of a player to give him time and space. So I don't know that you want to go to prevent. I think you want to apply consistent pressure and keep getting in the backfield, because you don't want them to make plays like this.
Wow, and just like that, Bullhorse rips off a 15-yard run off the left tackle. I'm sorry, that was Demirin, wasn't it?
That was Demarin, yep. Their lead back. He's their leading rusher on the season so far. Demarin, 5'9", 170 senior. He's got 20 carries on 195 yards coming in.
Yeah, they're
9.7
powerful. I
average.
mean, they've got a lot of backs coming there. They're all small, but they're all fast. And it goes to him again, still on his feet.
Oh,
and he's going to be hit really quick by Vandermeer at the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up second down with 4:15 to go, first half.
Great pursuit coming up the middle from all angles, and Tyler Majors from deep comes up to finish it off along with some other Bulldogs. Really good flocking to the ball there by the Dogs. 2nd and 10, no timeouts, 4 minutes left to go. This is where I agree with you both. Dial it up now.
That almost never happens, but we've got Trimble in the backfield, and now Demarin as a wideout. Handoff goes to Trimble off to the left side. He's got a blocker out front. Still on his feet, and he'll pick up about 15, and that's 30 yards ripped off in 2 plays.
Yeah, we were waiting for it. You know they're going to try to get Trimble the ball in space. They get it to him that time, and he rips off a 15-yard gain. Got to watch him. He's their playmaker.
Hey, stick around at halftime. We'll have Ryan Heiser grab coach here as he's going out. We'll have, of course, the band coming out in the Chris Roberts halftime show. And from the 27, Adams sets up.
Chris.
Handoff again is Trimble again on the left side, and there's a flag coming out. That's got to be a holding.
This could be a big break for the Dogs. 3:19 left. No timeouts for Mount Zion. If this is a hold, it'll pin them back and to give our defense a chance to take a breath here.
And it is. It's a big, big call for the Bulldogs.
This is where you got to expect McCoby to take a strike here any minute. He's going to look for McAtee. He's going to look for Anderson, some of those tall targets downfield. Watch him. Also, don't forget about number 2, Jacob Harvey over the middle.
Yeah, Trimble likes to roll left. Adams likes to roll right. And, of course, Anderson across the middle with a slant. We're seeing all kinds of things here, Dan.
A lot of weapons to account for. Evan Anderson here on the corner on the near side. Matches up against Jacob Harvey. And Majors with that tall assignment on McAtee here in the slot.
They try to draw him off, and almost successful as Trimble looks to the sideline to get his route.
Majors on J.C. Anderson. Tough matchup for him. He's up for it.
Adams set back. He likes his coverage, goes quick, and Trimble just was not looking for it.
No, again.
He could have had it, but he
could've.
wasn't prepared for that. It's going to bring up 2nd and 19. Time is stopped with 2:58 in the first half.
Again, I think that pressure is getting to Jacoby because he just wants to get rid of that ball so quickly. He didn't give Trimble time to turn his head. That bodes well for the Bulldogs in that defense. Brings up a second down and 19 yards with 3 minutes left to go in the half. Need to stop here. Be nice to go into the half, 12-0, getting that ball back.
And the Meats up front, they average 220 on the O-line. Adams steps back, pressure from the outside, and there's a holding not called, but he'll be taken down
sir.
behind the line of scrimmage.
Javon Irwin.
All over the field tonight is Javon. 2:45 to go, time's ticking. A long third down for Mount Zion.
You know what players do?
No, what do they do?
Players make plays.
Oh, okay.
Javon Irwin, players make plays. He just made a huge play because McCoby, if he gets through Javon there, he's got room to roam. He could go for 10, 15 yards downfield.
You know what players don't do?
What do they not do?
They don't hate.
Don't hate the player, Chad. Hate the game.
I don't hate anything about this game. I love it.
I love it, too.
5 receiver set. You think they're taking a strike here. Ryle, pressure up the middle. No holding called. Rips it behind his tight end. That's intended for J.C. Anderson. And he was about 3 yards behind him, but he was open.
Again, we're very fortunate that middle of the field has been open for the Braves. McCoby just can't make the play, except for that play again to Harvey earlier this game. He just gets a little bit pressure, and he gets unsettled. Good play by your Bulldog D-line just to get him a little bit flustered. That's what we need. Dial it up here, 4th and 20. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, you got to go for this. You
Well,
absolutely have to go for this.
You got to go for it, but also the Bulldogs are thinking about scoring on their end. They got 2-minute drill in their sights. Burner's getting ready for that. Let's see if we can get a stop.
So we come down with a 42 with 2 over the top. Adams, all kinds of time, rips a big ball. It's one-on-one. There's some pushing and shoving. Nothing happens. That was intended for Anderson again, and the Bulldogs will take over from the 42-yard line.
With plenty of time and 3 timeouts in their back pocket, Chad. 2-0-1. This is 2-minute drill.
I think you take a strike here.
You got to take some heat here. 2 minutes left. Lots of timeouts. Ryan, what do you got?
Well, it looks like the Braves' offense is rattled, and McCoby Adams is a little stressed there playing quarterback. He's telecasting his plays, which he didn't do earlier in the game. If you watch closely now, he's targeting his receivers before the ball's even snapped, and he's falling all the way down the field. So he's giving the defense a little bit of an advantage there by staring down his receivers.
And Johnson goes in motion. It's a handoff to the up back, and he'll scurry across for 4 yards.
Yeah, give credit again to those DBs, but more so on that drive, give credit to the pressure that our D-line provided along with that linebacking core to keep pressure on McCoby, make him a little bit flustered. Good things happen.
Yeah, that last play went to Ashby
Time's
from the
ticking.
fullback position.
Kate Ashby.
Dyer kind of gave his
Go, Kate.
no.
Go, Kate.
He's going to roll down the sideline and pushed out about the, let's see, we're going to mark this. Yeah, they call it a little further back than I saw, but
Nonetheless, the sophomore.
nonetheless, that'll be a first down with 1:25 to go, and Mahomet now threatening again.
Little change of pace bringing in Cade there. He does a nice job of finding the outside, gets to the sideline, also gets out of bounds, which is important to save some clock. 1:25 left. There is a penalty. Looks like a hold on the Bulldogs, and that's a big penalty here on this drive.
That's a big one, and I'll tell you something, Dan.
What? Tell me.
I don't know when they're going to do it.
Trey
But
Peters.
Trey Peters is man coverage, and until this play right now, it has been one over the top, cheating to the opposite side. So it's basically one-on-one coverage.
I like the odds. Let's fling one to Trey here. No safety over the top right now on this. I like it, Chad. I like the call.
Well, there's a single. Well, now they come back out of the linebacker position. Now 2 over the top. Counter formation, and it goes to, I can't tell. Oh, is it ball down? That was to Luke Johnson. Man, that was. I think they'd like to have that one back.
Yeah, this decision time. You either take a strike here or you play to the half. One of the two, and I think we're going to take a strike here. Trey, you said it. Not a lot of coverage over the top with Trey. He's one-on-one on this near side, number 1. Let's look for a pass to him.
Yeah, he's guarded by Jacob Harvey.
Took full advantage of Trey last week.
He's a helmet higher.
Yeah, 3 TDs last week from Trey, the junior. He's a big target on our end. We haven't talked about him enough tonight. No help over top.
And Mahomet's going to want to talk this one over with.
We're going to take it to half, Chad.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Hey, stick with us. Ryan Heiser will be grabbing Coach here in just a second. Stick around. We've got the band. We've got the Chris Roberts halftime show. We'll see you in the second half.
Coach, I can't tell you how impressed I am with the coaching staff. You guys have done a great job. I see a whole new Bulldog team out there. What can you tell us about the half?
You know, I certainly appreciate that, but we're not done. Our kids know, we've told them all week long, it's going to be a 4-quarter war. We have to finish what we started. We got the ball to start the second half. It's going to be a huge drive. Let's take care of it, continue to march, punch one in, and let's finish what we started. Thank you.
Love it. Thanks, Coach.
We're back here at Frank Dutton Field at halftime. The Bulldogs with a 12-0 lead. It's a small one, but hey, they're on top, and the D is just stymied as can be once again in this game. And the band's about ready to come out here in the play corps for halftime. So let's go down and enjoy the best band in the land, your Mahomet-Seymour band and play corps.
Good evening. The Mahomet-Seymour High School Band Department is proud to present the 2023 version of your Marching Bulldogs. The band has been working hard to present their competition field show for you tonight. The 2023 field show is entitled Escape and contains music from Roman festivals, the Opera Tornado, and Samson and Delilah. Drum majors, Kagan Kagat, Taya Barton, Allie Dilger. Is your band ready? Marching Bulldogs, the field is yours to escape. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause for you.
All right, Bulldogs leading at halftime against the Braves, 12-0. A great job once again by the Marching Bulldogs and the Play Corps. I believe they're in action tomorrow at Mount Zion at a competition, so good luck to them. This evening in the first half, they recognized Mahomet Youth Football, 5th and 6th graders in the first half, and I believe they will be doing the 7th and 8th grade between the third and the fourth quarters. So just hats off to those kids this year. They had a great season on all levels. Great job of the coaches coaching these kids throughout the season, and they just a lot of fun stuff at that age group, and that's where it starts before they come up, of course, into the high school playing football. So, congratulations to all the youth football teams once again. We're about 2 minutes away from the start of the third quarter. Let's see if the Bulldogs can get the offense rolling again, which I think they can. And, in fact, here they come back on the field getting ready to warm up. And the defense have been crazy good once again in this game. And let's see if we can get some breathing room and put this game away here at Frank Dutton Field this evening. We'll take this break and be back after this with a call. And a real quick special thanks to our camera crew and all of our guys behind the scenes. They're doing a fantastic job to bring you this game as well. So hats off to all of you guys as well. We'll be back after this.
Since 1929, Christie Clinic has been delivering quality and personalized healthcare to the East Central Illinois region. Our culture is a unique blend of core values and a united vision. Christie Clinic. We listen. We care. The Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up MSHS Bulldog Athletics. They thank you for your continued support, and go Bulldogs! At D1 Networks, we take our role in connecting, protecting, and monitoring businesses in Central Illinois very seriously. When you need us, we'll be there, with service that sets the standard. From access control and structured cabling, to video surveillance and fiber installation, we always strive to provide creative solutions to the ever-changing technology needs of our clients. Contact D1 Networks today. Visit our website or call us at 855-836-6363.
Well, welcome back to the second half, Bulldogs fans. Bulldog fans. They're both not plural, Dan.
Well,
what are you
honestly,
doing?
there's a lot of Bulldogs. So
Yeah,
you could
can't
say Bulldogs
have two
fans.
plurals in one sentence. 2:55 to go to kickoff. We got Ryan Heiser down there. I think he's got some stats after the Chris Roberts halftime show. Ryan, what do you got for us?
Hey, Chad and Dan. So you can tell that the Bulldogs executed their plan just looking at the stats. Very favorable for the Bulldogs this first half. The offense finished with 19 rushing attempts for 123 yards. 2 of 4 passing, only 2 of 4 passing for 13 yards. So a total combined offense of 136 yards. But 2 of 5 in third down conversions, but 0 turnovers. And we all know 0 turnovers usually results in some sort of a win. Penalties, those are hurting us a little bit. Those are 5 penalties for 49 yards, but time of possession is equal. Bulldogs have had the ball 11 minutes and 20 seconds versus Mount Zion 12 minutes and 40 seconds. But big shout out to the Bulldog defense. They have literally held the Mount Zion team to 35 yards rushing and only 9 of 20 for pass attempts for a total of 107 yards. And we talked about this at the beginning of the show, is that they basically lead the conference in passing yards and passing touchdowns. And the Bulldogs standing strong, led by Colby Crowley, Javon Irwin, and Donnie Lewis. Back to you, boys.
Ryan, did you say that Mount Zion has 120 passing yards in the first half? Did I hear that right?
107, Chad.
107. All right, sounds good.
Ryan makes a great point. Turnover battle really means something. Donnie 3, Bulldog 0.
Well, especially when you think about, I mean, had he not said that, I wouldn't have thought that the time of possession was as close as it was.
Equal, basically. Yeah, the big game changer with Javon Irwin, too. Don't forget about that. Javon, with that punt block, they were driving, probably going to go up 7-6 early. Javon with a huge punt block gets that baby up in the air, and Donnie does the rest for his first of 3 turnovers. Big half for the Bulldogs, but you and I talked about it at half, Chad. There is a lot of football left to go in this one.
There is, and speaking of halftime, nothing gets me pumped up more than hearing the band, and especially the drummers.
I thought
that screams football.
I'll tell you what, we have the best band in the land, there's no doubt. There's only one thing that comes close for me at halftime to get me as excited.
Pork chop?
Pork chop sandwiches.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I mean, the band, all the credit in the world, but those pork chops are right up there, close second to the band. Band did a great job, as always.
Well, we do. Yeah, talk to Hensley about that.
Matt Hensley, we need more pork chops. We need more. The Godfather requested. And what Godfather says, the Godfather gets.
Speaking of gets, Pagel's set there to get this one. Who else is back there, Dan? I can't see across the field.
Donnie.
Is that Downey?
That's Donnie. And the kicker for Mount Zion is Gabe Shoemaker. He's just a sophomore, number 5. We haven't seen a lot of him, obviously. With the score 12-0, this will be his first kickoff. And he kicks it deep. He's looking at Donnie. Donnie fields it. He's got some space. He's got blockers. Mount Zion does a great job of getting around him right about the 26-yard line. Bulldogs with a lot of field to cover here on this opening drive, second half football.
Time will tell if they have listened to me. They're going to take a strike with Trey Peters and one-on-one coverage. I doubt they do. There's only about 3 people listening to us, minus our parents, Dan.
True. That's okay. We'd rather have them right here at Frank Dutton Field anyways.
And just like that, they gave him the same look. Dyer takes a snap. It's a handoff to Johnson. He's still piling ahead. He'll pick up 2. Get across the 30, maybe squeak out 3 there. Second down for the Bulldogs.
We saw this last season, Chad. Remember that second half over at Mount Zion? We went to the run heavy. Luke Johnson with a huge breakout game. Let's hope we have more of the same there. Try to wear down those two-way guys. Try to play a little bully ball here with LJ.
Bully ball. Never heard that one.
It's a Bulldogs ball, but it's bully ball tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what they do. Ashby in the H-back position. Johnson set behind Dyer. 2 receivers. Handoff does go to Johnson. Off the right tackle, and he'll pick up another couple there. Out about the 34-yard line, we'll bring up 3rd and a short 4.
I'm not mad at it because we're getting 3 yards a carry. You average 3 yards a carry, you're going to be right there at that stick. Brings up 3rd down, and like you said, let's call it 3. And the diesel package coming in, Chad.
That's pretty good math there, Dan. Averaging 3, there's 4 plays, 3 on 4. You need 10 yards, you get 12. That's pretty good.
Wait a minute. Is that Common Core?
No.
Oh, that's just straight up arithmetics. Here's what I know.
Little confusion for the Bulldogs.
Down.
Let's see what happens. Pitch out does go to Johnson. Has a blocker, and he's not going to get anywhere. That's going to be, who is that, Dan?
Johnny Jordan on the stop. Jordan. Good play from Johnny. coming up from that linebacker position. 5'10", 180 junior makes a great play for the Braves. Decision time now for Coach Atkins here on our half of the field. Let's see what we decide here. It looks like we're not showing punt just yet. Play clock's at 18. We got to make a decision pretty quickly here. He brings Donnie back in for that diesel package. It's a big play early. Time's ticking. 7 on the play clock. Uh-oh.
It's a quarterback keeper.
Uh-oh.
And it's Dyer across midfield, still on his feet, down to the 46-yard line.
You call him Dyer.
Dyer,
I call him
Donnie.
I call him Donnie. You call him Dyer. Donnie with a first down. Donnie all over the place. Both sides of the ball. Diesel package comes through once again. 1st and 10 for your Bulldogs.
Gutsy
call.
Gutsy call for the Bulldogs. That would have given them the ball about the 32-yard line. Great field position for Mount Zion.
We might look back at that play at the end of the game as being a huge, huge play. We'll see.
Taking no chances. They're going to stick in the diesel.
Donnie, good
Have
fake
no
on
idea
keeper.
who has that ball. It's their Mount Zion saying they do have
They're
it.
claiming it, aren't they?
No signal just yet.
They're claiming it. Vanderveer with the carry up the middle. Officials will talk about it. And what's it called?
Looks like it's going to stay Bulldogs. They place the ball, no signal, so that'll bring up 2nd and 8. 9:09 to go here in the 3rd.
Yeah, Donnie takes his time, gets a play from Coach Atkins. Sticking in that diesel package, I like it. Let's just keep grinding it out here on the
They're going to give it to you. Stick with it. I've said that my whole life, Dan.
I've heard it a few times.
2nd and 9.
Quick pitch goes to Johnson. He's still on his feet across the 40.
Oh, man, that's some bully ball right there from LJ.
Wow.
Falling forward, keeps them feet moving, just like LJ does. Good gain. Brings up another 3rd and short for the Bulldogs in that diesel. We saw this late in the second half. The theme continues. Just keep grinding right down the field. Try to wear those Mount Zion Braves down and take some time off that clock.
A lot of heavy breathing on that defensive line.
Oh,
Dan.
yeah. You know, this is great because you keep the ball out of Mount Zion's hands and all those playmakers. Keep the ball out of their hands.
And it's just straight power on power. Pitch out to Luke Johnson. He's across. It looks like he's across
right
the 35,
at the
but he's
stick.
right at the stick.
That's a first down, Chad. That's a first down. Move them chains, boys.
And they will. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Time is ticking away.
It's a great segue to shout out our chain gang. Toby Willard, Sean Widener, Brian Metzger, Todd Metzger, and the boys over there moving them chains. Let's keep them moving. Keep them moving. Keep them boys active tonight.
Wasn't that a Pat Benatar song?
Which
Back
one?
on the chain gang? Was that Pat Benatar?
You know, that's before my time, Chad.
Yeah,
I'm not
probably
quite
was.
as old as you.
Couldn't
Man.
even tell you who got that.
That was LJ. He just takes his time. He's very methodical in reading his blocks. He's very good about his growth over the years, Chad. We've watched him a 3-year starter now. He really has done a great job this senior season in taking his time and letting that play develop and picking his spots. He did a great job there. Probably shouldn't have gained a yard. Ended up gaining 3 or 4 there. Brings up 2nd and 6. Just taking his time, letting his O-line get to work.
Quick pitch to Johnson again. He does take his time, and he's not going to get anywhere. It'll be a loss on the play of maybe 1, 2 if they're unfriendly to us.
At what point, Chad, do you kind of take a shot here out of that diesel? I don't know if they've got something drawn up, but
It depends on who's at tight end.
Ray Long, but I don't know on this. Yeah, Ray's in there.
Well,
on the
then you're
diesel.
going man to the defensive line, and you got to get past the linebackers in that diesel package. So
But
you
they're
either streak
cheating
them
up.
or you had them on an out route.
They are selling out because they're stacking the box, obviously, because they know what we're trying to do here. I think at some point you got to keep them honest. Let Donnie flare out a little bit on a rollout. Look for Ray on a little squeaker.
And they do just that. Donnie keeps the ball,
Yeah,
and
nothing doing.
little confusion there. That'll bring up 4th and dadgum 10 or 11.
Yeah, nothing doing there. Looked like that was a broken play. Donnie was looking for something coming back across on the pitch fake. Nothing doing. They'll bring Dyer in that offensive package back on the field for a 4th down and 10. We'll see if they go for it. It's 35-yard line, Chad. You got options here. You can pin them deep for the punt. Nobody back deep for the Braves. McAtee is in that safety position. He's ready to field if he has to. Dyer looking like he's going to take a shot here.
Drops back deep. Pressure from the outside. He doesn't see it, and he'll be taken down at the 43-yard line. Never saw it coming. Great outside blitz from Mount Zion.
Yeah, that was number 1, Tyson Evans. Comes from the blind side. Just got by the O-line there for the Bulldogs. Dyer, like you said, didn't see it coming. And Tyson does a great job of bringing him down. That's a turnover on downs now. Mount Zion trying to get some momentum here in this second half. It'll be their first possession. We talked about it. They strike pretty quickly, so you got to be ready for anything. They got all those weapons out there. Let's see if the Bulldogs can respond like they have all game here.
Now they chewed off almost 7 minutes of that clock, Dan. And so Adams, all kinds of time, man-on-man coverage, and there's no flag. I thought there should have been. Yeah, that was going to be Crowley.
Crowley picked up
isn't it?
Carson Bullhorst, on that outside. Surprised they go to Carson there, but they're looking for mismatches. We're doing a good job of covering the big names, so they go to Carson there. Had him. McCoby with a pretty good throw there. A lot of hands, a lot of bumping, but no call. Second down, 10 yards to gain, 5:33 left in the third.
Now it's Harvey and Trimble. Trimble goes in motion. It's a quick pitch to him. There's a flag on the play. That's got to be coming back for a holding. That happened right after the snap.
Yeah,
there's 2 flags on the play, actually, one near and far side.
Yeah, the official in the backfield right on that spot. It's got to be a hold. I don't know what the second flag is. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, false start.
False start.
Surprised they let that play go.
Yeah, they'll pick the flag up. It's a false start. Brings up second, and they'll be a little bit longer this time. 5-yard penalty brings up 2nd and 15.
Well, I don't like the look, Dan. You know, this is when I think they start to take those shots, see what they can get in man-on-man coverage. But
you said it. McCoby likes to roll right. Look for him to do it here. He's got trips to the near side. He likes to roll this way.
And it is a handoff right up the middle. All kinds of time. Still on his feet.
Yeah,
was that Owen Sill?
Can't tell, but that's a big gash for Mount Zion. A big play up the middle. We missed him at the line of scrimmage. The second level wasn't there. Donnie had to come up from the safety spot to make the touchdown-saving play.
That was, Bullhorst.
Bullhorst. He's been a big name this game.
Boy, huge pickup for them. 1st and 10 in the Bulldogs' territory. Fake to Bullhorst, over the top. Oh, in and out of the hands.
Great
I think
coverage.
That was intended for McAtee. Great coverage, just a little bit behind him. We've seen a lot of that from Adams. You know, today he rushes his throws a little bit.
He does. He drops back and he wants to get rid of that ball quickly. And usually he doesn't have his feet set, and that bodes well for our defense. Again, good coverage on the far side from Crowley, number 3. He stepped up big. He's trying to get that Bulldog Defense Player of the Week, I think, Chad. I think somebody told him that that's a pretty cool deal.
Well, I think he's right up there if he wanted it.
This time he's on the near side.
And it's a quick pitch, again to Trimble. Cuts it up the middle. He came in a motion, and it's a quick pitch to him. Pickup of about 4.
It's obvious that they're trying to get Trimble the ball. They can't seem to find him on the passing game, so they're trying to get him the ball in space and let him make some plays, do what he does. He's their hero. That time the Bulldogs did a nice job at containing him. Only 3 yards, brings up 3rd and 7.
Harvey and Trimble. Fake to Bullhorst. It looks like an Oh, that's going to be a flag, isn't it? Yeah.
A little early.
Well, he absolutely bowled him over.
Brock.
I don't think there was any question what that was going to be.
Brock Vanderveer got excited, hit him way too early, and he didn't need to because, again, McCoby was flushed out with the pressure. Not a great pass, but Brock got a little excited. He'll get a pass interference.
That'll give him a first down.
They'll walk that
Unnecessary.
off.
So I think what Ryan said is in the first half they had 49 yards in penalties.
Mount Zion or Bulldogs.
No, Bulldogs.
Well, you can add 10
So
to that.
they're matching up. There's another
15 to that, excuse me.
Well, there's 15.
That's 64. I do know arithmetic.
Yeah, second time tonight you've had good arithmetic.
Well, there's a phrase for that, but I can't say it on TV.
And Bullhorse the carrier.
It's loose.
Ball is loose. No signal just yet. They will retain possession.
Bullhorse on the give from Makobe Adams just didn't quite get a handle on it. It pops out, but he falls on it. But
I actually
no
didn't
gain.
see it, but I heard the entire crowd yell ball. That's what told me that it was a fumble.
Well, good thing we got a crowd here tonight.
Yeah.
They're here for you, Chad. This crowd is really here for Chad Collins.
2nd and 18, 3:58 to go in the third quarter. All Bulldogs thus far. Bullhorse goes in motion.
Interesting.
5 receiver set. Adams across the middle. And again, that was intended for Harvey, but about 3 or 4 yards behind him.
We're not even close there. Adams again. He had some time there. He's got that play over the middle. He just can't connect. He's behind the ball every time. He's not leading his receiver.
Well, in that time, he had no excuse. He had no pressure in the backfield.
He had a couple options, too. He had Bullhorse coming around the wheel route open on a check down. He went with the slant, which was open, just didn't execute. Bulldogs, 3rd and 18 here, 3:45 left to go. You got to think we're in 4-down territory, so look for a short passing play. Try to get it to one of those playmakers, make some plays.
And speaking of which, you got J.C. Anderson checked in. He's their big man. Man-on-man coverage. Adams rolls out to his left for the first time tonight, still on his feet.
Oh, great athletic
And that
play.
looks like it's going to be a first down. Got a shaken-up player. That's going to be it's going to be Trimble. No, I'm sorry. That's not Trimble. That's 71. Patrick Brock. But he does get up.
They're short, though, Chad. That's 4th down. Really good athletic play from Adams to get them into a makeable 4th down territory. He made it on his feet that time. Dove for that first down, just came up short.
Crowd to their feet for the first time tonight. Rowdy.
Cowbells are out tonight. The Cowbells are here.
Trimble goes in motion. Sets to the left of Adams. Now in the back. Handoff does go to Trimble. It's a pitch back to Adams. Around the end, and he's got a guy, and it is a flag on the play. Another 15 for the Bulldogs.
Did he catch it?
Let's send it down to Ryan Heiser. He had a front row seat at that. Ryan, what'd you see?
The flags came out early, and the officials are talking it over here. Pretty sure it's pass interference, but this is going to be declined due to a touchdown. Mount Zion finally strikes.
Well, what I've noticed here, Dan, is the 2 penalties of pass interference tonight. Our DBs had their backs to them.
Yeah.
So they got burnt. They're trying to catch up to it and ran through the receiver.
Yeah, it's tough to make a play when you can't see the ball obviously coming. But what a catch. Give Mount Zion some credit there for making that catch even with.
That was a beautiful drawn-up play, too.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking for Trimble. Pitch back to Adams and just bullets it. 3:28 to go, 12-6. Mahomet's on top for the time being.
We got a ball game. Good old-fashioned ball game now.
And we watch this guy, number 5. That's going to be Shoemaker. At halftime, he's got a good foot on him.
Oh, yeah. Gabe Schumacher, just a sophomore. But he was making them from 30, 35 yards at halftime, so this should be a chip shot. Holds good. Kicks up. It's a line drive.
Little knuckleball, but he gets it in nonetheless. So with that, Mount Zion comes within 5 with 3:28 to go, third quarter.
Let's see what Bulldogs drop. We got an answer here. Let's take it down to the Godfather. Ryan, what you got, bud?
Well, guys, standing down here on the sidelines, you can tell that enthusiasm is down a little bit. Bulldogs are relatively quiet this third quarter. So is the crowd. So we're going to have to do something here to bump the momentum before Mount Zion starts to run away with this. So hopefully we'll start out early and hit strong with the offense, maybe move the chains.
Now, Bulldogs are going to have to score on this one, Dan, that Mount Zion just showed it right there. We haven't seen, we talked about it at halftime, we haven't seen the last of them.
No.
Right, they're not going to just lay over 5-0 and just take it.
No, they're not, and they've got enough athletes to hang in there until the end. Bulldogs now, you got to think that they might think about open up the playbook a little bit. They've been pretty conservative with that run, which has worked to this point. But we need an answer here. We need some playmakers to make some plays. Speaking of playmakers, Donnie Lewis is back deep for the Bulldogs by himself. And that's Shoemaker, who just hit that point after he set the kick off. And with the penalty, they'll have a pretty favorable starting point for the kickoff. He's probably going to try to kick it into the end zone. Donnie's going to try to take it from there. The kick is up. It's going to be short of the end zone. But it does bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Bulldogs will take over from there. 3:28 left. All kinds of football left in this one, Chad.
Wow, we're up to 79 yards in penalties. When we talked to Coach at the end, he's not going to be happy about that.
No.
We kind of saw that last week. It was one of the things they wanted to fix. I wouldn't, except for the one with maybe Vandermeer where he kind of just mowed over the guy. The rest were really trying for the ball with their backs turned. But nonetheless, that's a lot of penalties.
Yeah, we got to shore that up a little bit. And we got to make some plays here offensively here and answer.
Absolutely no safety over the top this time.
Daring us to throw.
And Johnson sidesteps. He'll get out to the 29-yard line.
Again, really patient run from Luke. He identifies that hole, and then when he sees it, he hits it hard. Good run for him. Brings up second and about 6. Let's call it 5. Tight package.
From the 25. Dyer, for the first time in a long time, steps across, and it's intended for Johnson at the 30 and throw it off his back shoulder.
Yeah, a little bit. Sorry, Chad, but it was thrown a little bit behind LJ. LJ should have made that play, but Luke could have led him a little bit better, and that would have been a first down play. We live to fight on the third down, 5 yards to go. Dyer in the shotgun. I haven't seen a lot of Trey.
Now Johnson goes in motion to a wide receiver set. Pressure up the middle.
Good catch,
goes
BP.
to Pagel, and he'll have enough for the first down.
Good catch from BP.
He bobbled it a little bit, but pulled it in. Good enough for the first.
He knew that was an important down. He watched it in. He had a little bobble, but he made sure he secured that catch for the first down. Move those chains, keep possession, keep Mount Zion's offense off the field.
Hand off to Johnson off the left tackle. Cuts it back in, and he'll get nothing on that.
Yeah, good play by that D-line from Mount Zion. We haven't talked about them a lot tonight, but guys like number 1, Tyson Evans, have made a lot of plays coming from that linebacking spot. Number 71 for them, Patrick Brock. We talked about him pregame. The big boy made a good play there.
Hammerschmidt checks in. Dyer back, pressure from the outside. Gets it to Ray Long at the 38-yard line. Good enough for, I'll give him a better spot, maybe at 39. Good enough for a 4.
Dyer threw that ball a little bit behind Ray, but Ray was able to adjust, made the catch, secured it. Nice gain, brings up 3rd and 5. Need that O-line to give Luke a little bit of time here and let this play develop. Look for guys like Pagel over the middle.
Johnson now in motion. On a wheel route, pressure up the middle. Dyer. Oh! Oh my gosh, I couldn't even call it. Yeah, that's going to be Trey Peters for the first time tonight. He'll pull it down at the 49-yard line. First down for the Bulldogs. If he doesn't catch it, I got to think that's going to be pass interference.
Listen, Trey Peters looked like a basketball player there, like he was posting up down low like he does in the wintertime. Really big play from Trey to make sure he posted it up, secured the ball, 1st and 10, Bulldogs.
Pitch out goes to Johnson. He's got some
Great
room
cut.
at the 45, still on his feet, down to the 44-yard line. Oh, a lot of hard hitting.
McAtee comes over to make the play, but Luke, again, taking his time, picking his spots. 2 good, really good cuts. He cut inside, then bounced outside. Great gain on 1st and 10. Brings up a manageable 2nd down, 2nd and about 4 now. No help over the top, Chad, on the far side. That BP on the far side, I believe.
That is. Handoff goes to Johnson, picks his spot, still on his feet, taken down by, I think it was number 52. It's going to be Vince Fiore.
Yeah, Fiore did a nice job there of finding Luke. 165 senior comes in from the D-line spot right on the inside. 3rd and 2. A lot of 3rd downs, but we've been pretty good at converting. Let's see if we can keep that up.
And so this 3rd quarter has brought a different look for the Bulldogs. Of course, 2nd quarter, they pretty much ran the diesel most of it. Handoff goes to Johnson. There's a flag comes out pretty quickly.
That's
from the line
first
judge.
Down if the penalty holds. I don't know if that's on us. Came out real early, didn't it?
You've got to think that's a holding.
It's a false start. False start on the O.
And Atkins is not happy about it.
Bulldogs flag for legal procedure.
Legal procedure is the call.
3rd down.
Yeah, Atkins not happy with that call. He saw something different, obviously. Hammersmith comes in, checks in for the Bulldogs. They're going to go empty package. They might keep Luke in the backfield. Looks like they will for some protection.
40 seconds to go here in this 3rd quarter. A much, much needed first down for the Bulldogs. Johnson goes in motion. It's an inside. That goes to Hammersmith, and he will not pick up the first down. It looks like he gets down to about the 44-yard line of Mount Zion.
Really good play by 35, Joey Jordan from Mount Zion to identify Hammer on that little slit screen. And Jordan does a good job of getting his man down. Brings up a 4th down. It's decision time.
Well, that'll bring the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's go to some commercials, pay some bills, and we'll be right back with you.
White Dentistry is Mahomet's choice for quality dental treatment in a friendly environment. Dr. White is proud to serve his hometown of Mahomet from their new location at 1112 Broadmoor in Champaign. Call 217-359-5050 to set up an appointment today. Jackson Construction and Restoration is a family-owned and operated company specializing in residential and commercial services. We have been serving Central Illinois for over 20 years. If you want to remodel a room, restore a deck, or even start fresh with a new house, Jackson is there. And in the times of need after any fire or storm damage, our team of experts is there to help you rebuild or restore your home. Call now for an estimate on your next project. FedEx Ground of Champaign is a proud sponsor of MSHS Athletics, who is committed to bringing you reliable delivery service. And they're hiring now. Visit the QR code on your screen to apply.
Growing your family, opening your own business, retiring to travel, leaving your legacy. At Busey Bank, we know there's a lot to look forward to and a lot of planning along the way. Celebrate your life's milestones by putting your money to work. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868.
And we're back at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Dyer sends it across the middle. Trey Peters for the first down. Great slant across the middle. He had one-on-one coverage on a 4th and 4 play.
Really, really accurate play from Luke Trey, again, with a huge conversion. That's 2 for him in this third quarter. Trey making sure he secures it. Another big first down play from Trey.
Fake handoff to Johnson. Dyer rolls back, looks back to his left, sends it downfield, and just out of his hands. Just about a half yard beyond him.
So much time there by the O-line. Gave Luke plenty of time to find LJ. Just barely out of his reach. Fingertip catch, couldn't bring it in. Second down. I like the shot, though. I like the shot call from Burner.
Hammerschmidt checks in. Ray Long's in. Pegel's in. Luke Johnson. Dyer all alone in the backfield. Snap back, pressure up the middle, and it's tipped. Pagel catches it to avoid the interception. That should have been a late hit. He was on the ground, didn't get anything there. Loss of a couple on that will bring up third and about 12 or 13.
Yeah, give the defense some credit on that. Defense for Mount Zion playing pretty good this third quarter. Now we're in the fourth quarter, Chad.
Dan, can you whip a Nene?
100%.
I'd rather not see that sometime. Ashby goes in motion. Dyer rolls out, heavy pressure, throws it downfield, and it's going to be short. That would have been good enough for a first down, but Ray Peters, the intended receiver.
Well, it was it was Trey Peters.
Trey Peters. It's not Ray.
Ray Peters would be a mix of Trey Peters and Ray Long.
I think I'll just stick with it.
Tough ass from Dyer, rolling to his left, right-handed quarterback. He kind of couldn't get his feet set to make that throw. Came up a little short. Bulldog TV viewers, we are aware that it's a little glitchy tonight. We are working on it the best we can. Little technical difficulties we're working through. Stick with us, though. We're here for the duration.
Yeah, speaking of the duration, we've got a little break here. Let's go down to Ryan Heiser, who's on the sideline.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm seeming to have a little bit of technical difficulties myself as the microphone seems to be waning in and out. But Bulldogs pick up a critical fourth down just a few plays ago. Here we are back at it again, fourth down and 15. You got to wonder if they're going to punt here, but they all night they've been going for it. So we'll see what they do.
Well, there's a whistle there. Not sure what's happening here. Let's look for the referees. They're going to respot that ball 1 yard further back. So fourth and long for the Bulldogs at the 38.
Looks like they will drop to punt. Trimble back deep, Chad. He's a weapon.
He was back deep. Now he's coming up to the 10. Oh, and it's going to be a fake. And they go all the way down. There's a hold, and it is caught! Caught by Trey Peters down to the 8-yard line. First and goal for the Bulldogs.
Okie Luke Dyer showing punt, drops back, hoists it to Trey Peters. Trey with another huge conversion. Peters hauls it in, high points the ball. First and 10 for your Bulldogs on maybe the play of the game in this fourth quarter for sure. Now we're threatening. Now the momentum's on our side. Now the diesel package comes in. Now it's time for bully ball.
That was probably the catch of his career because that defense was extremely tight on him.
They were ready for it, and you saw Trimble coming over to try to come help. He just got there a step late, and Trey's just taller than his defender. Goes up, high points it, hauls it in for another huge, huge play.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but both Hensley and Atkins are spitting mad.
Well, you don't see Hensley get too excited very often.
Well, only when we say something on air we shouldn't.
Probably only when we ask for too many pork chops, he gets a little excited. But
first and 10, just outside the 10. It's going to put it at the 11.
So we do have a first down at about the half-yard line.
And it's a pitch out to Johnson. He's following his blockers up the left, still on his feet. And we'll get close to the 5 there. Great blocking up front on that left side for Mahomet. 9:50 to go in the game. 12-7 Bulldogs. It's been
a battle.
It's been a battle. We knew it was going to be. I actually thought it would be a much higher scoring game.
I did too, Chad. I thought both offenses are high powered, but both defenses stepping up tonight. And it's going to come down to those turnovers and these drives here. This is a big one for the Dogs.
Handoff right up the middle, still driving.
Great
and
fake.
That's going to be down about the half-yard line.
Great fake from Donnie to sell it. Let's go down. Let's do something.
Yeah, we
different.
don't do this very often, but Ryan Heiser.
Let's let him call it.
Why don't you call it from here? You got a front row seat.
Well, the ball is spotted on the 2-yard line here. Diesel package is out. Actually, it's right on the line, or the 1-yard line, I should say. So expect the Bulldogs to push this one through. 3rd down and 1. The ball's off. And touchdown! Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs.
Huge. The crowd loves it. The crowd has gone wild. Excellent call by Ryan Heiser. 8:39 to go. Bulldogs jump out on top by 11. 12 pending an extra point. Do they go for 2 here, Dan? Doesn't really get them much, does it?
It doesn't help you either way. I don't think you win or lose by the 2. Looks like Jackson's going to be in for the point after. Really good play call. You took the wind out of the sails with that big Trey Peters catch, and you might as well just punch it in, and that's exactly what they do. Jackson Davis in for the point after. Hammer with the hold. Kicks up. The kick's good.
And with that, 8:39 to go. Bulldogs jump out on top by 12.
2-score game. It's a 2-score game with 8:39. 3 timeouts both sides. Still a lot of football left to go. Let's run that one back, Ryan.
Coach has got to be happy about that. You know, it got a little furry there where they were on the between the 40 and the 50-yard line. It seemed like they couldn't quite get it together. That punt fake really turned things around. And I believe, I mean, I'm probably totally wrong, but I think that was the first trick play I've seen all year.
It was. And we talked about this in the first half. The difference, I'm going to write it up here for Ryan so he sees too. The difference tonight, Chad, is special teams.
100%.
Big punt block first half, big punt fake second half. Special teams is winning this game for the Bulldogs so far. Up 2 scores, far from over. 8:39 left to go in the game. We know that Mount Zion can strike and strike early. We thought they might move Trimble and McAtee to that third row, excuse me. They're not. They're still back deep.
Well, you make a really good point here, Dan, as they set the kickoff. You take those 2 special team plays away, it's 7-6, Mount Zion.
1,000,000%. They probably punch it in. It's J.C. Anderson on the reception, and that's number 40, Ryken Kirby, with the special teams play to make sure he doesn't get anywhere. Again, gives Mount Zion a short field to work with, but we've been doing that all night. I'd take your chances as opposed to giving it to Trimble or McAtee back there.
I hate to jinx the Bulldogs here, but we're playing some very clean, fundamental football, guys, and you can see that on the scoreboard. The Bulldogs have not turned the ball over so far this game. They lead the second half in time of possession, and they just keep pounding it on the ground. So the Bulldogs are doing a lot of things right.
Clean. That's clean living, Chad. That's clean living.
Trimble in motion. He's going to cut across the middle of the field. Overthrown again. That was intended for McAtee. But I tell you, if Adams would have seen Trimble, he was wide open just beyond the linebackers, but underneath the safeties that they're playing. Either way, it's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 from their own 36.
Incomplete pass, and I think you're asking Makobe Adams to do a lot there from this near side to throw across the field to the boundary line. That's a tough play to make for a high school football player.
Trimble in motion, heavy pressure. It's an inside bubble screen to McAtee's on his feet, tapped down at the line of scrimmage, nothing doing.
There's that guy again, Colby Crowley.
Oh, there's an out. Oh, McAtee's going to get charged with an unsportsmanlike penalty there that mark off another 15. He slammed down a Bulldog. Credit to the Bulldog for getting up and walking away.
Walk away, stay disciplined, because you got to imagine Mount Zion right now showing how frustrated they are because the Bulldogs keep stifling them on defense. Great play again, good pressure up the middle and on the edge from Javon and Jack and Noah Frank, and Colby with his assignment does his job. And bad things happen for Mount Zion as a result of the emotions.
Well, based on that, that should bring up 2nd and 25, if my elementary level of math is correct. Somewhere, get close to 25.
Well, they're somewhere around Bonneville, I think.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah. Maybe Staley Road. I think it's 2nd and Staley Road for the Braves.
8:15, time is ticking. It's desperation time for Mount Zion.
Just finish, dog. Just finish.
Snap does go back to Adams, and he does take a high. There's Donnie, and well, add another 15 for the Bulldogs. I don't like that call.
I've seen Colby do worse this game and not get called for it. He just put his hand on the waist of his receiver, and that was enough, I guess, for the officials to call it. But you know what? I've seen him do worse this game. We got away with it. Colby's had one heck of a game. We'll take it.
Now that'll put us within 6 yards of 100 in penalties tonight. I'm going to guess Monday is going to be tough for the Bulldogs, as Atkins is likely to lay into him.
The intended receiver there was Bullhorse, number 14.
So with that, that'll bring up 2nd and 10, right back to where we were. Trimble in motion to the bubble side. All kinds of time. Blitz up the middle and throws it out of bounds. We've
said it time and time again. If you get a little pressure on Adams, he tends to want to just get rid of that ball. Exactly what happened on that play.
I'm really surprised, for as good of an athlete as he is, he doesn't tuck it and run. Because the middle of that field, I mean, we're bringing heat up the middle. On the outside,
yeah, he's got room to make some plays. He just wants to throw. He tends to want to throw first. He gets a little ahead of himself, and when you get him rushed, good things happen for the Bulldogs.
Well, if they can hold on with 7:54 to go, that'll make both teams 5-1.
I see what you did there.
See that? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. A lot of time still left on this clock. It's an outside blitz from Mahomet. For the first time, he steps up into the pocket and will get nothing, and he isn't happy about it. Shoestring tackle.
Yeah, Ethan Esker got just enough to get tripped, or that was Henry Wagner, I'm sorry, that got just enough to trip up McCoby. McCoby's frustrated. You could see Mount Zion's frustration is really showing offensively as they walk off and get ready for this punt with 7:20 left to go in the quarter in the game.
Mount Zion hoping for a miracle here.
Nobody back deep for the Bulldogs, playing real conservative here on this punt.
Oh, no. 12 men on the field. No. Great punt.
Wow, what a punt.
That's going to about hit Mansfield. All the way down to the 11-yard line where the Bulldogs are set up with 7 minutes exactly to go in the fourth quarter.
That was Owen Owens, who is auditioning for a punt team at the Division I level with that one. Let's take it down to the Godfather, Ryan Heiser. What's the vibe down there on the sideline?
It's still really chill. You know how sometimes you can feel the energy in the night and during the game? I'm not feeling that exact energy right now, but the Bulldogs still have a good lead here, 19-7 with 7 minutes left in the game. But how about that punter? He might be the tallest punter in Illinois high school history. That man's got a leg on him.
Well, he can kick like a mule, that's for sure.
He's listed at 6'6", 170. He's a senior, Owen Owens. He looked like he was about 6'10" on that play.
Trey Peters in motion, all kinds of time for Dyers. He's got Trey Peters and a little pushing going on, but he'll not get anything there.
Yeah, that's their best against our best, and it was good man-on-man coverage by Trimble against Trey. Luke just floated out of bounds. Didn't give Trey a chance to make a play there. 2nd and 10, 6:54 left to go. 3 timeouts still on both sides. Bulldogs up 2 scores, though, which is huge. It's Apollo Conference game, probably the championship game for the conference.
Handoff goes to Luke Johnson up the middle. Still on his feet across to, or pretty close to the 20, rather.
Boy, that takes the wind out of the sails of that defense after a first down stop. You give it to LJ, he rips off 8 yards. That's going to take a little bit of wind out of him. Now you got a really, really manageable 3rd down play.
Yeah, it's, I think, critical for the Bulldogs to get a first down and keep that clock running here, Dan.
Absolutely. Keep the ball out of their hands.
Pagel goes in motion.
Trying to draw him off sides there. Taking every bit of that clock.
Dyer with the handoff again to Johnson. And, little flexing going on there.
Hey, welcome to the show, Colton Metcalf-Poulos, the beast, playing through the whistle. Big man finishing his block. I like it on the 1st down.
Yeah, shows him his muscles on the way back to the huddle.
Flexing a little, just flexing a little
Important
bit.
first down there for the Bulldogs, and they'll keep the clock running from their own 22, 5:36 to go in the game. That's going to be a handoff, I believe, to Johnson, and maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the Braves are obviously stacking the box. They know what's coming. They're going to send everybody. You got to imagine Burner's going to eventually take a little shot here to try to move those chains and keep the ball on our side. But he's going to keep grinding that clock until he has to take that shot. Again, kind of surprised the crowd, a little subdued tonight. A little subdued, aren't they, Chad?
Well, I mean, if you're up by any points in this game, you got to be happy. Apparently, we're the only 3 that are.
I'm pretty excited. The play clock not working on the field level. I don't know how Luke knows when he's got to go, but.
Hand off to Johnson. He'll cut it off the right tackle and pick up another couple of yards there. That'll bring up 3rd.
The variant or the tackle, Johnson, the ball carrier.
Yeah, looks like
7 or 8.
We got some issues on the field level with the play clock, so I'm not sure how they communicate that to Dyer, but obviously want to take every bit of that. Mount Zion's going to call their first time out of the 2nd half. Chad, what do you want to do? You want to take it to Heiser? What do you want to pay some bills?
Yeah, let's see what Heiser's got to say down there.
Well, guys, all we're doing at this point in time is managing the clock. And that's a good strategy in the 4th quarter when you're up by 2 scores here. We just have to control the ball and prevent any turnovers. So a little slow here in the 4th quarter, but this is the way you win ball games.
Yeah, good point. Probably a good timeout if you're Mount Zion. Stop that clock. Hopefully hold them here, take another timeout, and make them punt it.
Yeah,
that time's not ticking.
They need to get the ball back. They got to score, and then they're going to have to hope for some special teams magic and an onside kick at this point with 4:26 left to go.
Am I wrong? Is this the game of the week locally?
If it isn't, it shouldn't be.
I thought I heard that.
Excuse me. It should be.
Should be. Well, 3rd and 8 from their own 24, 4:26 to go. 4 receiver set, and now Atkins will take a timeout.
He'll take a timeout, and that's a great time out for us to take a minute to pay some bills and thank our corporate partners.
Since 1929, Christie Clinic has been delivering quality and personalized healthcare to the East Central Illinois region. Our culture is a unique blend of core values and a united vision. Christie Clinic. We listen. We care. School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up MSHS Bulldog Athletics. They thank you for your continued support, and go Bulldogs.
Here we go, 3rd and 8 from their own 24, 4:26 to go. Got to believe if they secure this first down, that's going to be difficult for Mount Zion to manage. Dyer drops back, no pressure. Rips it downfield, and he's got him. Man on man, he's to the 40, 35, 30, tries to strip the ball down to the 29. 1st and 10, Bulldogs.
Dylan Hammerschmidt.
Gavin, it's Gavin.
Gavin, why'd I say Dylan? I think that's his brother. Gavin Hammerschmidt, the hammer, dropping the hammer.
Man-on-man coverage. I don't know where the safeties were, but he just outran them.
He outran him, but give credit to the O-line. Dyer had all kinds of time to find his man Hammer over the middle. Hammer makes sure he catches it. 1st and 10, and that'll probably just about do it for this one. They're going to grind it with LJ here on out. That got the crowd excited.
Yeah, it sure did. And Ashby checks in the H-back position, presumably to help out in the blocking situation. Handoff goes to Luke Johnson, cuts it back in over the center, and gets it across the 25 down to about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, they're gonna just take their time, make sure they get this clock wound down. They're gonna take a timeout. Does Mount Zion? Great opportunity for us to again thank our MSHS athletic corporate partners this year. Those partners are D1 Networks, Prairie Side Development, Jackson Quality Construction, Busey Bank, Christie Clinic, Subway of Mahomet, Andrew White Dentistry, the Mid-America Market, First State Bank of Forest, FedEx Ground, Mahomet Animal Hospital, and the best pork chop makers in the Tri-County area.
Oh,
the MSHS Athletic Boosters. Thank you, corporate partners.
What is the Tri-County? Like, what are you referring to?
I think that's Champaign, Piatt, and Ford.
Okay. Huh. Little L there. You did a little L.
Yeah. I mean, that's
a backwards L.
That's my Tri-County
stick
area. Bulldogs.
Same formation.
Total control here.
3:42. I don't know why the time is not ticking. Did someone take a timeout there? Maybe we missed it.
No, I actually called it, Chad.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, I actually stated that quite.
Shows you how much I pay attention to you.
Quite clearly.
Hand off to Johnson, and shoestring tackle, loss of 2 or 3 on the play.
One of the keys of the game that, we're looking back here, we can reflect a minute before this game's over, but we talked about those playmakers, Chad, in the pregame, and we really, really did a great job on guys like Trimble. I'd like to hear the stats. Hopefully Heiser can get us some of these stats, but guys like Trimble and McAtee really didn't hurt us a lot this game. A couple plays here and there.
A couple of plays, but otherwise they were totally not, it was a non-starter.
It was a non-starter. Defense did a great job, and we talked about getting pressure on Adams. That might be the difference. We did that all game long, got him in a little bit of a phase that he's not settled in, and we did the rest in the DB backfield. Really good, solid effort once again by that Bulldog defense. That was Mount Zion's last timeout, Chad, just so you know. The clock does stop on timeouts.
Is that a new rule?
No, they've been doing that for a lot of years.
Huh. How about that? Come to the field to learn how the rules work. Well, a first down here would secure pretty much the game here.
This is the old victory formation, yeah?
Pitch out to Johnson. He's got blockers out front. Secures the first down all the way down to the 15.
Once again, you were right. I was wrong. They needed a first down. They got a first down. LJ.
Well,
now we can talk about
all I
victory
did was just
formation.
look at the scoreboard. It was 3rd and 7.
You
see
know
that?
what? That's how that works. You only get 4, don't you?
Yeah. There's only 4.
Now it's first down. And now the play clock is 40 seconds each time. So doing 40 times 4,
Oh, that's 160.
So plus you got a little bit of time when you run the plays. 160 divided by 60. We might need another first down.
Diesel package is in. Pitch out to Luke Johnson off the left tackle. Still on his feet. Still on his teeth.
And we got it.
All the way down to the 4-yard line. And Ryan Heiser, get ready. We're going to send this one down to you for a play-by-play, and you can take it with a bird's eye view.
It's actually a field level view.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have much of a bird's eye view here, but I can sure see the football plain and clear. The ball is spotted on the 4-yard line here. Diesel package is still out. The Mount Zion defense is very clearly winded, and they're frustrated here. But 2 minutes and 17 seconds left on the play. Bulldogs get ready to hike the ball. Luke Johnson has the ball. He's out on the left-hand side. Boom! Touchdown, Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs.
And that crowd that we didn't hear earlier is on their feet, and that will put a dagger in the heart. 25-7 with 2:07 to go.
We need more cowbell. We got it. More cowbell. LJ gives us more cowbell. That's an exclamation point on this one.
You know your punctuations.
It's first grade English. It was more like 5th grade, actually.
I think it was.
He might know the punctuation, but we know so far that geography he struggles with, along with math.
Thank
That
you, Ryan,
is true.
for pointing that out.
26-7. That's all Bulldogs. With first half was pretty slow. It was a little. I mean that's to be expected when you're running the ball, trying to chew the clock away.
Sure.
It was part of their strategy, but that fake punt really turned the tides.
It absolutely did, Chad. That fake punt really put the ball in our hands for the rest of the game. If we don't convert that, you never know. They might score there, and we got a whole different ball game coming down the stretch. But Luke does a nice job of making a play, and Trey made 3 big conversion plays in the second half. He was quiet in that first half, obviously, with that running game strategy. We didn't have to throw much. But when we needed it in the second half, Trey came up big. And Luke, can't say enough about Luke Dyer, the junior quarterback.
And just like that, we said it wasn't going to happen. And if you look up, Trimble is now in up position, expecting that ball. That being said, you still have McAtee back there, so they've kind of got a little cross-field action going here.
Yeah, they switched Trimble and J.C. Anderson spots, and I'm surprised it took them this long, to be honest, Chad. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. I think they wish they would have switched this up a little earlier. They punt away from Trimble wisely.
Yeah, it's going to go out, and it'll bring it out to the 35-yard line.
Well-coached team, the Bulldogs, though, knowing where Trimble is and making sure that they kick away from him.
Well, here's something, I got to be careful about what I reveal here.
Are you about to reveal something really special?
We get a peek behind the curtain, so to speak, about the depths that this coaching staff goes to scout a team. And it sure feels like it's college level. It is absolutely mind-boggling what they do. And this is exactly the kind of thing these are the results you get when you have that kind of pregame scouting.
You're exactly right. We know how much and how hard these coaches work to get their players prepared. Obviously, our players still have to execute, and they did a great job of that tonight. But our coaching staff does a tremendous job of getting them in the right spots and making sure they know exactly what to do and when to do it and where to be on each play. Case in point, kicking away from Trimble all game.
And it's a drill pass to Trimble, and he'll be dragged out of bounds for the first. Oh!
That's one of the better.
Wow.
Little extracurriculars, nothing called there, but one of the better passing plays we've seen from Adams all night.
I mean, that was just right on the money.
Right on the money, in between the 2 layers of defense to put it right on Trimble. One of his best passes tonight. Let's see if this defense can finish.
Adams throws it again to Trimble, and it is almost picked off.
Yeah, Donnie was there.
Donnie.
It was a little bit underthrown. Donnie tried to take advantage of it. If Adams puts a little bit of air on that ball, he gives Trimble a chance because Trimble had some space.
Hey, we didn't do this at the beginning of the game. We normally do the scores, but you know the score I had in my head that I thought it would be?
What'd you have?
I thought it was going to be Bulldogs 26-7.
I was thinking like 35-28.
Now it looks like, it's 26-7, so it looks like I won.
Wait, you had 26-7?
Yeah, in my mind.
In your head you did?
Yeah.
Well, doggone it, you won, Chad.
Well,
you're like.
Speaking of winning, all kinds of pressure from Adams, and it does go to Bullhorst.
You're like Nostradamus.
That'll bring up second and about 2 with 1:39 to go in the game.
Hey,
for the first time, they're putting together quite a drive here.
Yeah, they're trying to piece it together here late. 1:39 left. No timeouts left.
You got no reason to not strike for the end zone here.
No, they're going to try to find Trimble and McAtee here. Take shots.
Adams does just that. Perfectly thrown ball. Oh, that should be an offensive interference.
That shouldn't be on Donnie. That shouldn't be on Donnie. If they call it on Donnie, I'll be pretty upset. I mean, I stick up for our DBs, and that was clearly a push-off by McAtee on Donnie. Donnie looked like the receiver on that play. McAtee looked like the DB.
That was a great ball by Adams.
They do call it on Donnie, a tough break.
You've got to be kidding me.
Atkins is losing his hat, losing his mind, sticking up for his guys, and rightly so. That's a tough call by the back judge for this crew, who's done a great job all night.
Yeah.
Little boo birds come out on that one, but Bulldogs still in complete control. 1:32 left, 26-7. You know they're going to take more shots here. Adams takes a shot here. He's looking for McAtee, who's got nothing but double coverage. Looking for a flag again, try to get bailed out. Nothing doing. Next week, we're back home, Chad. We've got Effingham.
Last home game of the season, Dan.
Last home game, another Apollo Conference matchup.
Did I hear you say they lost?
They lost to Charleston last week.
Which we beat.
Which we beat handily down at Charleston. So you got to like our chances next week. But we got to wrap things up here. Chris Roberts mentioned something about Effingham.
Oh, what's that?
He says, well, next Friday the Bulldogs will be breaking some hearts.
Oh, Chris Roberts is always there with a joke. You know what's not a joke? 26-7.
That's no
Adams
joke.
drops back. Heat from the middle. Got away with a holding there. Throws it out of bounds. Intended for Trimble. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 with 1:21 to go.
Yep, we're in 4-down territory, obviously. So 2 more shots here coming from Adams. Trying to boost the stats here late in this game. Down 3 scores. Of course, Effingham's the Flaming Hearts. That's why that joke
Yeah,
works.
no, I caught it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was right there with you.
Just making sure our friends at home knew. I'm not sure why they're Flaming Hearts as opposed to just
That means like
regular
really,
hearts.
really
They're on fire.
heavy heart. Yeah, they're on. It's like a fire heart. Yeah.
It's
4 receivers set
dangerous.
for Mount Zion on a last-ditch effort. It's a handoff to the up back, and he's going to run it out of bounds at about the 22. That'll bring up 4th down. And unless they get a first, they're last of the game.
That was Carson Bullhorse. Carson's had a pretty nice game. We didn't talk about him coming in, but he's been pretty active in that backfield.
He's a quick runner.
For them, yeah, because we talked a lot earlier about number 24, Jaden DeMera, and we haven't seen much of him this game. Been mostly Bullhorse in that backfield.
4th and 5 from the 19 of the Bulldogs. Adams drops back. He's got pressure from the outside. Across the middle, intercepted. And he will take it down. And this is all Donnie Lewis.
1, 2, 3. Quattro! Donnie on the spot once again. It's the Donnie Lewis Show, everybody.
And it wouldn't have mattered. There was a holding in the backfield, declined by the Bulldogs, and here comes the crowd. And that'll put a lock on it, boys.
Welcome to the Donnie Lewis Show, everyone. Donnie, I got to think that 4 turnovers has got to be up there for record-breaking times. We'll look that up. We'll get back to you on that. But that's a rare thing to get 4 TOs in one game. Donnie has all 4. And we'll bring this up post-game. Donnie with one whale of a game. Colby Crowley with a great game. Victory formation. Okay. Heiser's getting in his spot, hopefully, for the post-game song and dance. Stick around, everybody. Coach Atkins will be up here in the booth. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a break after the game. We're going to come back. We'll have Coach Atkins live in the booth. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be special.
Well, one more snap will do it. From, I don't even know where they're at. From the 12-yard line. That board is wrong, and that's it. So that'll bring it to an end at Frank Dutton Field. All Bulldogs, 26-7.
Huge
over
win.
the undefeated Mount Zion. The crowd loves it. We love it. We'll go to a commercial. We'll be back here with Coach Atkins in just a little bit. Stick around.
Let's go! We raise the scoreboard, we raise the flag. Fight, fight, fight for orange and blue. We will be loyal through and through. Our team's got spirit, our team's got fight, fight. Come on, you Bulldogs, victory tonight. The coach has great and team with strength and onward to victory. B-B-B-O-D, just B-O-D, just Bulldogs.
At D1 Networks, we take our role in connecting, protecting, and monitoring businesses in Central Illinois very seriously. When you need us, we'll be there, with service that sets the standard. From access control and structured cabling, to video surveillance and fiber installation, we always strive to provide...
I got stats if you guys want them.
Contact D1 Networks today. Visit our website or call us at 855-836-6363.
Post-game stats. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey guys, great victory here for Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs. Got some statistics here for you for the end of the game here. The Bulldogs finished with 47 rushing attempts for a total of 213 yards. So I'm sure the game plan was to pound it out, and pound it out is exactly what they did. Quarterback Dyer was 10 of 16 for 125 yards. That makes a combined 338 yards for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs tonight. Third down conversions, 50%, 8 of 16. That's a pretty good percentage. The stat we really need to focus on is still 0 turnovers for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs. The boys were incredibly efficient tonight at managing the ball. But where they fell short was 9 penalties and 99 yards. We talked about that earlier in the show. Coach Atkins is probably going to have some talks with a few of them just to keep expectations where they need to be. But we won the time possession. 30 minutes we controlled the ball. Mount Zion only had the ball for 17 minutes and 26 seconds. Their lead receiver was Donnie Lewis. No, sorry, that's a bad joke. But they had 21 rushing attempts for 81 yards, 13 of 31. So the Bulldogs were able to hold this offense to 135 yards passing and only 216 yards total. Pretty impressive effort by our Bulldogs. The Braves were 5 of 16 in third down conversions, but lost 4 turnovers and committed 7 penalties for 68 yards. All in all, good win for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs.
That's right, and good job on that. You said it. We circled it up here with our whiteboard. 0 turnovers. That is definitely the key to the game for the Bulldogs. Chad, I believe we just won the Apollo. We got work to do, but that was a big step towards an Apollo Conference Championship game right there.
Yeah, that's nothing to sneeze at. Speaking of sneezing,
yes, sir.
Harvest is upon us. That'll make a lot of people.
It's that time of year. The leaves are turning. The corn is ready. The beans are ready. The farmers are anxious. The weather's great for harvest right now. What a game. What a game as the Bulldog contingency clears out. Once again, I would like to take a real quick moment to thank our corporate partners before Coach Atkins gets up here for the post-game show. Those corporate partners include D1 Networks, Prairie Side Development, Jackson Quality Construction, Busey Bank, Christie Clinic, Subway of Mahomet, Andrew White Dentistry, Mid-America Market, First State Bank of Forest, FedEx Ground, Mahomet Animal Hospital, and of course your Mahomet-Seymour Athletic Boosters. And a special shout out to RZ on the controls, and of course all of our camera crew that works those cameras up top and on the sidelines. A big thanks to Ryan Heiser down on the sidelines. Massive thanks to Simon Anderson for all the behind-the-scenes work he does throughout the week to get all these things put together for our crew. It's a complete, total team effort, just like the Bulldogs tonight, Chad.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. I can see the coaches splitting up camp there, and we'll be back with you with the post-game with Coach Atkins. Well, welcome back here, Bulldogs fans. We are with Coach Atkins, who's out of breath because he's so excited. He ran up here. Coach, first of all, congratulations. We kind of came into this knowing or believing this was going to be a barn burner. It wasn't. It wasn't. I don't know if you have these yet. Let me just give you some statistics, and we'll talk about the game.
I love it when you guys do.
Oh,
right?
man, this is fun times for us.
So you guys were 47 attempts for 213 yards rushing. I'll come
47
back to that.
attempts.
47 attempts. I'll come back to that because that plays into something else. Dyer, 10 of 16 for 125 yards. 338 yards total offense versus 216 from Mount Zion. I almost forgot who we were playing. Couple of things stuck out to us as game changers. One was the rushing. Obviously, that was an adjustment. You guys just ran and ran and ran. And, I think Dan kind of talked about that yesterday in the coach's interview. It's just wearing down that defense so they couldn't come back on the other side of the ball and flip you down. The other two that stick out to us, the blocked punt.
Javon.
And the fourth down fake punt on our side. It just seemed like the entire moment, it seemed like it was a slow game. If you're a football fan, it wasn't particularly exciting, but then it was just like, it blew up. Talk about those points in the game, and then we'll come back to some of the other stuff.
Let me tell you this. We told the kids all week, big-time games call for big-time players to make big-time plays. And that's exactly what you just saw for 4 quarters. Again, it might not have been fancy or flashy or light up the scoreboard or whatever. I cannot tell you enough how proud I am of our program. Coaching staff, 1 through 63, every single kid and coach had a job, had a role, had a responsibility, and from Monday through just right now, flawless. I'm so proud of our program because of the way they approach the game, because of their preparation. Our coaches work incredibly hard. Our kids come out and execute it and play their freaking butts off, man. We knew we were going to have to win the physicality game. We knew it. That was the key to the game. We preached all week to our kids. We challenged them, right, and especially before the game as well, and they rose to the occasion. I'm so unbelievably proud of our kids. I just love them to death, man. They're so fun to be around, and when they put on performances like that, again, Javon blocks the punt, right? Donnie, gosh dang it, man. One of my favorite kids of all time. I mean, flying around. He's putting guys in spots. He's carding Trimble all night, locking him down, whatever you said, 200. Yeah. Guys, that is an incredible Mount Zion ball club that, again, if you look at the score, look at the stats, you're like, oh, yeah, they're not. I'm telling you, the stats and the score don't show how great of a ball club that team is. Loaded with D1 talent. Loaded. A coach that's been at the college level. An incredible coach. Our kids absolutely rose to the challenge, and man, I'm unbelievably proud of them. I'm speechless. I just told them for the first time in my life. I take pride in that, right? Like I always feel like I got something to say to them, and can always say the right thing in the right moment. I just stared at them and almost started bawling my eyes out because I got nothing other than how proud I am of them, and they'll never know how proud I am of them, but. Just an incredible performance by everybody involved.
We circled something here late in the second half. Special teams, 0 turnovers.
Let's talk about it, right? So
you said flawless. Talk about it.
No.
Special teams, 0 turnovers.
Yep. We again, back to the big-time games, right? We said penalties, turnovers, and special teams. Those 3 things are what separates ball clubs in big-time games like this. Mm-hmm. No turnovers.
0.
Couple penalties in the first half, but again, they were the good kind of penalty. Let's flash back to last week, right? We cleaned that up. We didn't have those type of penalties. We had hard, fast, aggressive penalties. I can live with that, right? And again, I was proud of our kids, the way that they bounced back. And then special teams, man, kicking it away from number 11 and 12 because of how good he is. Why would we give them a chance? They're incredible football players. We did that all night long. Jackson, great kicks. Our kickoff team, great job. The fake punt on 4th down.
Huge.
Let me tell you about this. this is the confidence that I have in our coaching staff. Coach Pogue said, I want to fake it here. I said, Coach. He said, I want to fake it here. I said, I trust you. Get it done. He brought them in tight. They shifted exactly like Coach wanted to. We threw the Santa Fe route there. Trey goes up and gets it. Luke throws it on the money.
Huge play.
You win ball games by taking risk like that, and that's what we did. And again, our kids executed, and that's how you win big games. And gosh dang it, I'm so proud of our kids.
We talked all game long about how well they were prepared and how much they executed. So you just highlighted all the things we talked about all game. But, we're fanboys up here. But that was one of the better coaching performances that we've seen in our time on Bulldog TV. I felt like you had the kids in all the right spots, especially Donnie Lewis. 4 turnovers. 4 takeaways.
Looked like there was 11 of him out there.
Why would we not put our best player in the best spot to make plays, right?
Amazing.
And that's exactly what our game plan was. Again, unbelievable credit to our coaching staff. I told them before we even met with the kids, they're in our pregame meeting. I said, guys, I felt good about game plans in my career. This has to be the best one that I've ever felt about. And so I truly, truly did going into this game. I felt really good about both sides of the ball. You mentioned, all the rushing attempts. Again, we knew. I mean, they're loaded with talent.
Sure.
We knew that if we tried to spread them out, that they could cover some of the things we tried to do. We felt that we had the advantage in the box. And again, you asked 3 sophomores to step up to that challenge and rush 47 times, man. I can't say enough great things about our kids, man.
Well, you were very obviously, we talked about McAtee and Trimble and having to shut them down as a first priority. And you guys did that. I mean, they had, 100 yards total in passing, which is comparatively to their offense is generally nothing.
No.
Right?
And half of it came on the last drive, honestly.
Exactly, yeah. So, but it didn't stop there. You didn't just shut down 2 players. There was so much heat in the box, and maybe you didn't know this.
Yep.
They brought in 4 different backs to try to solve the problem.
Yep.
4 different running backs they brought in to try to solve the problem, and they just couldn't get it. I mean, they had a break here and there, but nothing particularly flashy.
Yeah. Again, we knew we wanted to force them to run the football, and when we did, our box guys had to make plays. And not only did they do that, but then certainly got incredible pressure on Adams all night long. 3-year starter, right? That knows that coach's system like the back of his hand. And you're right, our kids got him flustered and frustrated. And again, just so proud of our kids. So proud of them.
It's a big win.
No doubt.
Maybe a conference championship. We can say it. You can't.
We control our own destiny.
But you control your
that's what I'll
destiny
say. And I told him, I said, one of my favorite weeks in our program is coming up next week. I love senior night. I love taking an entire week to honor our seniors. We got 12 incredible seniors who have been leaders for this program, stuck it out through 4 years, and these guys were the COVID guys, right? I can't wait to take an entire week to honor these 12 men and then cap it off with a Friday night a game against a good Effingham club that's going to be physical, and they're going to come in here and give us a challenge. But again, I love our kids. I know our kids. We're going to be up for the challenge, and we're going to want to send our seniors off the right way with the last opportunity in the regular season to protect their house. We've talked about it all year long. We haven't lost on this field in so long, and we don't plan on starting next Friday.
Finish. And speaking of seniors, I've got to point out a senior that really, really came to play tonight. We talked about it. That number 3 is near and dear to my heart. The number 3 on the field tonight was special. He was special tonight. Talk about his action.
We challenged him. Again, we knew that we had to put so much attention to the field, and especially when they put Braden to the field, that we told Colby all week, listen, you're going to be in so many one-on-one matchups against a great McAtee wide receiver. And he rose to the challenge. Again,
Absolutely.
even the PI.
That's a tough one.
Again, I'll tell you what I believe. I think Colby made a great play. And again, here's what I'll tell him, and he knows this. You didn't give up a touchdown. You kept that kid from catching the ball, and we're going to worry about the next play. And he did. He bounced back, and he was awesome tonight.
He was special.
Yes,
well,
he was.
we talked about penalties, and this will be the last thing I say, but it's just one of the observations we made. I'll not point out the number because I don't want to upset you right now. That being said, at least 3, maybe 4 of the big penalties were non-intentional. It was the DB had their back turned. They're trying to find the ball. They bump into him. It wasn't like they mowed him over.
Right.
You know, but to your point, again, go back to our game plan and what we preached to the kids all week. We knew that if we made them snap the ball again, if we forced them to build a drive and not give up a big play, we knew that they were going to struggle. They live and die on the big play. So we talked to them all week. A pass interference is so much better than getting beaten, giving up a big play touchdown. And sure enough, you saw it, right? The one that Donnie had, what happens the next play, right? Same thing down here. Again, I think he dropped the ball even on the trick play, right? I don't think it was a touchdown, but it is what it is. We continued to make them drive and worry about the next play, and we shook those penalties off. I was so proud of our kids for not letting those PI penalties affect them. And again, that goes back to our coaching staff this week and just how they ingrain that into their head about worry about next play, make them snap the ball again. You're going to be just fine. And our kids did it.
And things got emotional, and they remained disciplined and didn't get caught up in that when they could have. When Mount Zion got a little emotional towards the end of the game, little frustration fouls, and our kids walked away. It was good to see.
They did. Yeah.
Well, Coach, go and celebrate with the team. Appreciate you taking the time. That'll be a wrap for Bulldog TV. Come out next week. Last regular season
Flamin'
home
Hearts.
game, senior night. Come out, support the Bulldogs, and watch us put a hurting on. Who are we playing?
Effingham Flaming Hearts.
Flaming Hearts. That's a wrap for us tonight. Thank you.